I will start recording.
I think you were napping at that point.
Which first saw that Owen didn't have a collar on. It's the only part I didn't remember.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was the very, very end. So you probably were sleeping.
I was.
So, all right, cool. So let me just kind of give you a quick recap, mostly for Mark. So, backtracking a little bit further than that, you guys got taken to Voda's throne room, and no matter what you did, you guys couldn't get things to go right. I guess is the easiest way to call it out. You attempted to give Voda the spoils of war package that you came across. He ended up opening it. It did absolutely nothing. He basically brought out Zetrix, showed you that he was beaten down to nothing, basically, and that he knew all about the plot that was to kill him. And so you guys decided to take action to try and kill Zetrix really quick, thinking he was on death's door so that your collars would fall off, and you wouldn't be able to hurt him. Couldn't hurt him with magic, couldn't hurt him with direct attacks. Just when you thought it was the end, and Voda was going to order Zetrix to kill you guys with the collars, there was a booming voice, which ended up being a dragon turtle named Opata. Opata. And she basically broke through the back wall and demanded to know where her young were. Voda begged for his life, and ultimately, when he couldn't give her any information, she squashed him like a grape. She then proceeded to lay waste to basically the entire compound. She did find her young, which happened to be in Zetrix's chamber, maybe in an area below it, because she dug through the stone in his floor, and two of them actually came out. So two of the eggs had hatched. They scurried out of the hole and immediately proceeded out the back of the complex and into the water. From there, she decided she was going to take her revenge and turned around and started killing everything in her way. And whether it was a Minotaur or a Beast Folk, she even tried to kill some of you guys. So both Whisper and Strider were in the direct breath weapon attack. Hit the deck. Whisper was able to get out of the way. Strider was not, but he survived. You guys were able to basically flee, run away from there, and she continued to lay waste. She came across probably 80 beast folk that were kind of trapped in the courtyard and weren't able to get out the other end of the gate, and you guys could hear as you were fleeing that she was basically slaughtering them. So that went on for a little while. At the same time that was happening, you guys did locate your crew. It was up kind of in the cages where you guys were brought in originally when you got to the complex. They were in the individual cells you were at. And Alundo was able to get up there and with some help from his bat, formulate a plan to get most of the cages unlocked, and which did happen. Unfortunately, by that point, the dragon turtle had destroyed most of the complex, and so it was leaning at a precarious angle, and it was only a matter of time before it collapsed. So Alundo was able to create a dimensional portal and take 8 people up into it with him. You guys aren't really sure who made it up, and the rest, he's up there and he vanished. He did communicate with Strider and Owen to say, hey, leave me, come back in 2 hours. I'll be fine. And reluctantly, you guys did leave. Well, some of you more reluctantly than others. But you did head down to the dock where you saw that there was a group of 40 beast folk that had a group of minotaurs surrounded. And as you kind of got down to the dock, you saw them slaughter the minotaurs. They all attacked at the same time, led by the freed beast folk. Daru, you saw, was there, and they slaughtered the minotaurs on the docks with the collars falling away from the majority of them at that point. Daru talked to Whisper for a few minutes down at the dock, and then Strider, sorry, not Whisper, talked to Strider down at the docks, and then he decided he was going to go and free the rest of the beast folk that were trapped in the complex. So he charged back in. At that point, beast folk and yourselves down at the dock jumped in the tender boats that were still there and paddled out to the slave ship that brought you guys in, the Carvel, that you've ridden before. Same one that came in. You've been on this same ship multiple times, and same type of ship, I should say, and jumped aboard. As you did so, you went under full sails and headed out to sea a bit. And then last I thought you guys were going to try and circle around and get back to the Golden Harpy, your boat, which you know was parked kind of on the south side of the island. So I think that was it. Did I forget anything? I think that was about it. So, question or anything I missed?
Well, the only
collar situation.
Yeah, so all of the collars. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. So all of the collars for the beast folk that are now aboard the boats have fallen off. Not a single one of them has a collar that's still on. All of you still have your collars, with the exception of Owen. So the only one that really knows this yet, but you guys will all find out shortly, is Whisper. He's actually in the boat with Owen. Owen is now with Zetrix. So. As you guys know, or maybe you don't know, Owen actually grabbed Zetrix and pulled him out and brought him. He kind of passed out halfway through, and he hit his body, and multiple times Strider tried to kill Zetrix, and even Whisper was kind of on the fence about it, knowing that if you killed him, you guys would be free. But Owen has, you're not sure exactly what happened because none of you were there, but you do know that Owen no longer has power on, and he seems to be taking up kind of a defensive position between you guys and Zetrix. But all the rest of you still have your collars.
Not that I think it would matter at all anymore, but I did technically see him, hide him in a general area. Right.
Yes.
Because remember I said I was trying to pay attention at that time.
Correct.
But now that we're not standing there anymore, I don't think it's going to come into play at all.
Yeah. Well, he hit it better than you looked. So he hid the body somewhere, but you couldn't find it when you looked.
Yeah, there was a dragon behind me at the time.
Yeah, you were a little distracted. Yeah, and your skin was
on fire.
Yeah, right. Scalded off like you'd poured hot water all over your body, boiling water, basically. So
just a tan.
Just a tan, right? So that's kind of where we stand, and we can pick it up from that. So obviously, you guys are a little bit separated, not a ton. Alunda will do yours in just a second, since you're kind of hiding in an interdimensional portal. We can do the boat side of things here if that works, and I will move you guys to a more appropriate map.
Oh, by the way, do you guys hear a lot of static?
No.
I got a little bit of wind noise, it sounds like,
Yeah. Mark, can you mute yourself? Because I think it was Mark. But
just
to test it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Mark.
You're in a wind tunnel.
Yeah.
It's not like ridiculously bad, but it's like definitely consistent.
I think it's just my fish tank.
Oh, okay. Music.
Yeah.
All right. So, move you guys to a more appropriate map here. Okay.
Well, there's other noises too.
Yeah, well, that's appropriate. Yeah, go ahead. Ask away.
Before we left, now I'm sure, in the melee, I don't know if this would have came up or if I would have had to roll at the time, but would I have known, if I noticed our first mate free?
Let's.
I didn't know what happened with that. I knew it probably pulled off, but I didn't get to see what happened from there.
I'm trying to remember where you were when Olundo started shouting about that.
What was I shouting about?
When you were shouting about Shalrog, the first mate. I don't know if he was around there or not when that happened.
Wait, he wasn't shouting about Shalrog, was he?
The only one that was there was Whisper.
Okay. All right.
And he heard a bunch of that stuff because he was trying to climb up at the same time I was there. So.
So if you're talking out loud, Strider, I'm sure Whisper could fill you in on that.
Yeah. And I was yelling at Owen also
Yeah,
before
for a
that,
while.
saying,
Totally.
"Get out of here! I have a plan." And Whisper stayed back to see if he could help, but then
You couldn't climb the wall.
yeah,
And Whisper's on
he
the
tried
boat.
many times.
Whisper's on the boat with me now.
Say that again, sorry.
Whisper's on the boat with me now.
He's in the boat with Owen and Z6 right now heading for the boat. You're actually aboard the boat, and they're coming in one of the tender craft right now. They're the last
Hang on a
boat.
second.
Yeah.
Okay, so did the Tendercraft get there yet? Is that where we're starting off?
Yeah, it's on the way right now. So the map, you guys are on the map, right, with the exterior of the complex. So this little boat
Cool.
out here is the boat you're going to. You guys, that's the one that's at. Alundo, you are suspended right kind of here above this tower in your little dimensional portal. And this boat down here that you can see is the Golden Harpy.
Hold on, give me 1 sec. I just got to the map.
I think I'd be
Okay.
about right there to be exact.
And where did you
About
say
as
the
far as I
tender
can
was?
get in.
The boat you guys are going to is this Carvel right here.
I mean, the tender's just on the way to it. Okay.
Yeah, you're on the way there. If you remember, kind of for originally that line that I drew in the yellow, those are torches along there, and then that's kind of where the dock was.
Sure. So I'm on the boat, and I'm assuming, right away I would be like, I think I said this before, but I'd be getting the Beastmaster in position to make the sail right away, immediately.
Exactly. Yep.
And do I see any of the tenders coming? Like, do I see more out there?
Yeah. So there's you were on the kind of the second wave. There were already some beast folk aboard, and there are-
I thought they were all just getting on then. So there's already people on board.
yeah, there's beast folk
Yes.
that you weren't
You
doing
had
anything.
all but one. You had all but 20 that were on the boat.
Exactly. Yep. So the half of them are kind of on, and you came aboard there, and now the rest are coming right now with, like I said, with Whisper and Owen.
Do I notice? I know there was a couple of them in the crowd. How many of the people do I recognize as the beast folk from that I came with?
So are you talking about the freed beast folk, or are you talking about the ones that maybe were on your boat originally, or both?
Wait, the ones that were on my boat originally, the ones that I knew from before, from the other island.
Okay, the ones that the reason why I say that is you had some that went with you from the complex originally that were part of your crew with the Minotaur.
Well,
And then you had the beast
I
folk
guess if I'm looking around, though, whichever ones I recognize, which obviously I would know that crew more. I probably know the freed ones maybe just from a random beast folk if they look familiar. But yeah, what do I recognize?
they're kind of scattered everywhere, and obviously there's quite a bit going on. But you definitely recognize a lot of familiar faces. So
Is the translator person there?
you want to do a quick perception check and see? Sure.
And at the same time, I would be looking to see if I saw tenders come in. I don't know, the same perception check.
Yeah, it would be. I'm not gonna make the roll again. That's fine. It's just with all the chaos, you can't pick her out specifically. She was one of the rat folk, ratkin, but there's quite a few faces kind of milling about, and everybody's kind of frantic, so you don't see her specifically.
Okay, but do I recognize any of them then?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's definitely a few that were part of the freed group originally. So.
Okay, I'd kind of just start relating to them real quick and just say, hey, we need to set sail right away. Let's try to get the beach folk in position. And I would talk more towards the ones that I know already to kind of get them on board to join me. We're going to try to, the Rue went back, and we're going to try to meet up with them and free the other beach folk. We have to make haste and set sail immediately. And then I would, after I said that and kind of like, I would look to see if I saw anyone that looked like they were already in, like, running things when I got there, like anyone that looked like that was a beast folk, if they were already, like, in charge.
They seem to be milling about and waiting for orders. So you start talking, and some of them start walking. Why don't you roll a persuasion check real quick, and we'll just see how quickly they jump into line. What would that be versus? What would it be versus theirs? Would that be their intelligence, maybe, or?
So you want to make like a moral check kind of thing?
Yeah, I just want to see how quickly they would respond to somebody that
So you have it's not really a verse because you're not trying to like beat them. You just make You make a difficulty for him to get his persuasion in that case. And I would do it like, I would make if they have a high wisdom, I would make the difficulty lower, because that means they have good insight, so they're able to...
Yeah. Is that just me, or did Sean's audio get messed up?
It did. He's out normal all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Just underwater.
Oh, that's awesome. Pretty kick-ass. Can you hear me now?
I can still hear you, but it's all garbly and nasty.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi.
That's still shitty.
Yeah.
Persuasion, though, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Didn't botch it. So, yeah, they definitely look to you and look for pretty much anybody to take direction at this point. So you start shouting what you want them to do, and they move to their positions. They look like they're pretty familiar with what needs to happen. So sails go down fast, start to go to full sail, start sending. Where are you going to go?
Well, I'd look first for any more tenders coming. Do we have everybody on board?
Well, it's going to take a few minutes to get underway, but they're definitely starting to pull up anchor. The tenders will be there in plenty of time before you start moving. So not a big deal that way.
Okay, and do I see can I recognize? I don't know how close tenders are. Do I see O and Whisper yet?
Yeah, normally each one of those hexagons are 30 feet, so you're plenty close to see who they are. So they're definitely coming your way.
Like in shouting range, because I don't know how many hexagons away they are.
Oh, they can hear you. Now there's the battle's going on. Obviously, the dragon turtle's laying waste to people screaming. So it's it's a little noisy, but you could probably scream to them. You think?
All right. So first thing I'd say, oh, and Whisper, are you guys the last tender? We need to set sail. Is there anyone behind you?
We're only 90 feet away from you. You should probably see if there's anybody else coming. It's like first base.
I guess so, but I don't know if there's people on land behind you. And plus, you're whispering, so there's no way I'm going to hear you on this photo. I think Owen's going to have to write by.
It's just Alondo and the prisoners that he saved. He was magicking something.
Okay, hopefully he can make it to the other boat, or we'll try to pick him up. I think we should go for the Harpy from here.
He said we should. I don't know. We should do something. I don't remember. He said something. I don't remember what it was. I have to think about it.
You have to remember.
Try.
Just get on the ship. We'll find him later.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can kind of hear you. Kind of.
Kind of? Like, is it like too quiet? Can you hear me?
No, it's not. It's like there's something wrong with your microphone.
I don't know what to do.
Like, we can hear you, but
can you hear me?
We can hear you the whole time. It's just not any better.
It just sounds like shit.
Fuck, man. Hey, Mark, can you? Because I'm getting a lot of feedback. Can you pause yourself and see if they can hear me better? Or
on your video last week, you were super quiet too compared to everybody.
Well, that's just recording. That's all. Can you hear me now?
No better.
It's Fuck. Okay though. We can deal with it. We can, it's understandable.
I think it's Google.
It could be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is, because I just plugged in and plugged out, and there's no... I'm coming in really good for the recording, so whatever.
All right. Yeah, it's all good. All right, so yeah, I mean, that's all I would be doing right now. I'd be, as soon as that last tender would get there, I would try to make sure the ship's ready to move. So, I would help the guys on deck, obviously, and I'd be waiting, probably myself, to help the last tenders get on board, because I'm thinking that's the last thing we need to do.
Okay, so you're not piloting the ship then, right? You're on deck. You have one of the beast folk piloting. Well,
we're not underway yet.
You're gonna be. I mean, somebody's up there. He needs to be at the wheel. So, are you?
So if we're underway and somebody needs to be at the wheel, I'd stay at the wheel. I was thinking we were kind of just waiting here for the last tender to get on board.
Yeah, they're dropping sails now, and there's beast folk that are kind of.
So then, I steer us a little, as long as I felt like the water wasn't shallow, that I'm not that close to the shore. I'd probably even steer in a little closer to the tender a little bit if I felt like I had the room. to help him get on board.
The tender both the one tender that's remaining, which has got Owen and Zetrix and Whisper, and it will definitely be there before you guys. Even if you wanted to, you wouldn't be able to move before they'd make it to you. They're only 15 feet away at this point. So,
Whisper, is that Zetrix? Is he still alive?
He is still alive. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Owen. We still got these collars on our necks. I don't see yours.
We're going to take care of it. Don't worry.
All right, so then, I would just get him on board 15 feet away. I would say that time passed, and then I would absolutely, ask Owen to help out, and then I, start sailing for the Harpy.
Okay. Yeah, the craft pulls up. We'll just say Whisper takes one of the lines that's in there, throws it up. The beast folk grab a hold. They pull it alongside and hold it tight, and the boat starts to take off with them still in there. They drop one of the rope ladders over the side, and they start to climb up. Zetrix is in really bad way, by the way. He's not able to climb, so...
I can throw him over my shoulder.
Yeah, I assumed. Okay. Yep.
And once we get up, I can take him below, and I just say, sir, why don't you stay down here? You're in no condition, I think, for everybody's safety. Just stay below here in one of the cabins.
Yeah, you get them over the rail. You kind of step there, and as you walk up, you notice that there are quite a few, probably 20 of the beast folk that were there that are definitely dedicated to roles that you can tell they're in process of trying to get sailing, and the remaining 15 to 20, quick count, are kind of milling about, and they all seem to freeze in place and look at you with the Minotaur that clearly was one of their captors for a long time, and kind of just give you a hard stare as you walk up with this Minotaur that's you're either supporting or carrying on your shoulder still. None of them move to challenge you, but you can tell.
I would probably I would instruct a couple of the beast folk to take him below deck and put him in the brig. Not do anything to him else. Just take care of that. Make sure he's secure. Put him below deck.
So do you say it out loud with everybody?
I would direct two of the beast folk I see around me to do that. Yeah, Owen will be able to hear me if he just got on deck. I assume he's carrying Zetrix. I wasn't trying to hide it from him. I would say, help him with that. Help him with that Minotaur. Put him below deck. And secure him. Make sure put him in the brig.
Search his body.
Search his body. As Zetrix kind of hears you say the brig, he kind of leans in close to you, Owen, and he says, "Remember your promise. I don't believe a brig is going to be a safe place in our current condition."
Understood. I'll take care of it.
Do I hear him say that?
You can roll a perception check because he's a little bit away from you, but he's not. And he speaks pretty quietly, anyways. But he's not whisper quiet. So
I'm gonna quietly approach Owen, just tap him on the shoulder.
Yeah, that's good enough. You definitely catch it.
We have to remember that he owns the rest of us too, but I don't want him getting any free reign around the boat. I think he should be secured somewhere and patted down. Only and everything of value taken from him.
Don't forget that at any time he can kill you.
Yeah, when he knows something. I would say, so I heard him say that, and I would right away say to Zetrix, look around you. I'm pretty sure the safest place for you on this boat's going to be in a cell with bars between you and everyone else.
He says, "I don't disagree, but take a look behind us," and he points at the compound. "I don't really want to be trapped below deck with this going on."
Hey, listen, if we put you up here, we're going to tie you up, and I can't promise what these beast folk will or won't be able to do to you. And I'm not sure Owen can either. No matter whatever deal you guys have going on, I would imply. So, I couldn't hear you, Owen.
I'm saying to Xanax, this is as much for your protection as it is for anybody else's.
I will go along with whatever we decide at this point, but you may need my help.
What's going on with the monster behind us at this point?
You take a hard look over there, and you're still seeing. The screaming is still continuing in the courtyard as it's apparently slaughtering beast folk recklessly. You can hear at this distance. You can hear that there's besides the screaming that seems to pause periodically. There's also some loud booming as if things are being crashed into, and you can definitely see kind of debris falling off the towers that are there, and some clouds of that kind of rolling above the top of the existing walls that are there, as few as there are. So,
Xerxes, did you keep any more of the eggs? How many did you take?
You're whispering to Zetrix?
Yeah.
He says, we brought in what you had aboard, but only a couple were alive at that point.
Oh, they
I'll
actually
kind of look at Strider and just kind of shake my head.
He says, I didn't expect them to hatch that soon. That was a bad idea. They immediately call for their mother once they're born. I thought we had some time.
Interesting. I guess if I heard him say that, I would ask really quick. How many did you see hatch?
I didn't see any hatch.
I
think they brought in 4 or 5. I don't remember.
Okay. All right, yeah, and then I would kind of just, after I heard him agree before, I kind of, instruct the beast folk to take them below. And, I would look for one of the beast folks that knows us from before, one of the ones around us, whoever it is, because we're kind of in a rush here, and I'm not really, being that picky. And I would say, hey, you, I want you to guard him, right? And I would give him my dagger, and I would say, and I'd let Zetrix hear, this would be nothing hidden. If any of our heads blow off, immediately kill him. If any of our collars blow, kill him. You have my permission. That's what I would tell the guard.
The beast folk, again, you can tell he's looking at you, trying to understand your words. He accepts the dagger from you.
I go like this. If we go, you go.
Okay. He looks at Owen, who's obviously standing there protectively, and he says, yes.
Cool. And then I would just kind of, and that's all I would plan on doing on the deck right then. I don't know if any of the other guys. Oh, I would ask Owen and Whisper if they saw Shalrag. Did you see Shalrag or any of the crew?
I wasn't down there.
With Olundo.
They're with Olundo? They're safe?
Yes.
Oh, did all of them make it?
I don't know. I just know that he is safe.
Oh, thank the Lord that some of them have made it. Hopefully we can meet them on the Harpy. And then...
That's the last thing I saw.
You know that I told you 2 hours. Well, I told Owen. You heard all that, so...
No, wait. I don't think I heard it, though, right?
No,
wait.
No, Whisper heard it.
Whisper did.
They're hiding. They have about 2 hours of safety.
Oh, what happens in 2 hours?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, so... Oh, guys be like, okay.
All I said is come back. I said come back and get me in 2 hours.
Did we decide, though, Ben? I don't know if you want to do for a roll for that, because it would be different if I actually heard him say it, too. So,
no, you didn't. You weren't there. You were at the boat. Whisper was the only one there.
Yet when you were yelling to Owen, it was when I was behind. It was when I was behind Zetrix running towards the boat. So, again, they would have been borderline.
Yeah.
No, Whisper stayed behind longer. Whisper was trying to help with the men.
I know Whisper did, but I'm saying if I heard you yell at Owen that you were doing a hat trick, I would act differently.
No, you were already at the boat by then. Owen went back after he dropped off the body.
All right, so then I'd say, okay, I don't think he's got 2 hours. Whisper, I don't think he's going to make it that long. Hopefully he's headed for the boat. And that would be all.
Okay. So the boat that you guys are on, what route are you taking? Are you trying to take as direct a route as you can to the Harpy? Or are you trying to head out to sea for a bit? What's the thought?
I wouldn't try to head out to sea. I would almost take a directed route while like going around the edge of the island. I don't expect to be out of like line of sight of the dragon, but I also wouldn't be just hugging the shore trying to be obvious either. So if I had to say in feet, I'd probably stay roughly. How big's this boat?
It's small. It's 30 feet.
Okay, I'd probably stay 100, 120 feet offshore, like roughly, because I don't want to take too long. So I'm going to go pretty direct to the Harpy, like not take long.
Hey, Ben, from my experience on the on the seas, do I know roughly how quickly this dragon turtle can move in the water?
A lot faster than on land, that's for sure. So your guess is that it probably can move at about 60 feet around.
So we think without good winds or magic, it could probably outrun our boat.
Oh, this boat especially. Harpy maybe not, but definitely this boat. Yep.
Okay. So ask our captive mage here, what do you suggest we do to outrun this goddamn dragon?
He kind of, you can see he thinks and says.
And then I'm going to read him when he answers too.
Okay. He says, let's pray that she's not interested in us and that we're not worth her time. That's probably our best bet.
Okay.
Yeah, seems logical to you. You know, there's nothing, pick up anything obvious deceit-wise there.
Yeah, I know Whisper mentioned this. I don't know if the Beast Folk would have did it. The only reason I'm like reiterating it is, I would like to search the tracks. I don't know, and I would even let Whisper. Could you check him over for us? Make sure he doesn't have anything on him that could be either danger to us or a problem.
I think I'd let Owen do it since the guy could just say something and I could die.
Yeah.
By the way, Whisper's roll is actually a 7 because that's his stupid special ability. I don't like that ability. It's dumb. Because if he rolls a lower than 7, it's automatically a 7. But that gets you pretty much nothing.
So it's actually a 13 then.
Well, no.
You rolled a 6.
Roll. Yeah. Well, no. His insight bonus is 6. So he actually rolled a 2.
Oh.
You rolled a 2 and he got a.
So his actual score is 13 then.
So it's if I roll lower than a 7, you treat it as an 8.
Is it 8? Okay. Oh, never mind. Then it's 14. So that is pretty good. That's not bad.
No, yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, you think he's being pretty straightforward. I don't think he's hiding anything from you.
All right. Well,
okay.
And the crew around us is doing their job, so we should be moving.
Yeah, I no. But before he's getting locked up, I would have asked them to search him. Owen, Whisper, whoever wants to do it.
I will ask politely to Mr. Zinbar if I could search his person for anything dangerous.
And I would, while that's going on, I would instruct that Beastmaster. I'd be like, remember what I told you? And I'd point at him in our necks and head explode thing again.
Yeah, he raises his hands. He says, "I'm more holes than equipment at this point. Just be gentle."
I will be as gentle as I can.
Yeah, it doesn't take you very long. And he's got robes, he's got underclothes underneath them, which probably were relatively finely made at some point, but are now pretty destroyed. He's saturated with blood, and he's not doing well, needless to say. So you can roll a perception. I think that's, what do you do for search? That'd be investigation, right? So
no, it's perception. For search, it's perception.
Okay.
But he can think about where he might hide something. That'd be investigation.
If it's a willing search, is there any advantage there? Because he's letting us search him.
Well, all he's doing is holding himself up. If he's got something extremely well hidden, you may or may not find it.
Yep, exactly.
So, you don't seem to find anything. I don't think there's anything.
Okay, I will take him down below deck and
Before,
whatever.
I'm gonna follow Owen for a second and just kind of. I don't think we should allow him to get a short rest either. I think we need to keep him awake and weakened.
He's not proved himself treacherous to us so far.
Yeah, well, he hasn't killed us yet. You don't have to worry about that. I would just keep that in mind, Owen.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, you take them below deck. If you remember kind of what it looks like, so on it's the same exact layout as the other ships you were on. So you go below deck, and you kind of have at the bow is kind of a seating area. So there's a few hammocks and sleeping area that's there, as well as kind of a small table in the center that's kind of used for dining as well as kind of general purpose. And then you can go down another level, which is where you guys were in the original ship, where you were bound and everything else. It's more of the cargo hold. And then in the aft of the ship is that single kind of room where the captain's quarters were in the sleeping area. So no true brig in these, but the center kind of cargo area was definitely where there are chains, and you guys would chain the floor and all that stuff. And this ship has that as well. So
I would take him to the place where there's a bed.
Okay. So you take him back to the captain's quarters? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you head to the back, open the door. Go ahead.
I'm confused because I told 2 Beastmaster to take him down in the brig. So I don't know if they didn't listen to me or what happened there, because I told 2 Beastmaster to take him, put him in the brig.
They went with Owen. Owen
Okay.
walked right with him. They're right there with him.
Okay, so I got you. They went with Owen. Okay, so the 3, they are. That's all I'm wondering, because I don't know what happens then.
Oh yeah, they walked with them. They're right there with them as they're heading down. So you head down into that, open the door, and walk in, and the 2 beast folk walk in behind you as well. They're definitely not being real aggressive with you at all. They're kind of following along more than anything else and kind of watching, but they're not taking any action by any means. So, but Zetrix lets you walk them in for sure.
Okay. I just tell them I'm going to get back up top because, I know the boat, so I want to make sure that I'm getting us where we need to be. Take yourself, I know you're not doing too well, so you should be protected down here. None of my people are going to hurt you.
He says, no disrespect to you. I obviously have put my trust in you, but I don't trust these 2. Can you at least ask them to stand out and shut the door behind me, and I'll stay here in the cabin?
I can do that.
I'd feel better about that. And if you need me, hopefully you don't, come get me.
Okay. I take the beast folk out, and I say, you can stay here. He is under my protection. He could hurt my friends, so don't take any actions that could hurt my friends.
They both nod. We'll wait here.
Good. I'll go back up top.
And they stand either side of the door then.
Yeah. When I get up top, I call over my 2 companions to fill them in without Zanzibar over here.
Awesome. Okay.
So, if you told me that, would you tell me that he's in the room with them standing outside?
No, I'm not telling you that.
No, I'm saying, so what would you say? Because it would matter how I react.
I call you over and I say, so the deal that I struck with Zarafar down there is that he is under my protection from you as well as anything else, and we will deliver him safely away from here, and then he will release everybody else.
And then what?
Then everybody's colors are gone, and he goes his way, and we go ours.
Yeah. Listen, Owen, besides the fact that I think we should have already killed this guy when he was passed out, I definitely do not think it's a good idea to leave him unsupervised for a second. I think we need to have eyes on him, and I don't trust him at all. If he is if we do have to deal with him for the time being, hopefully that's a short time, but I think we need to have a clear line of sight of what he's doing.
I understand that you feel that way, but he's done nothing to us to cause us harm. So if we make the first move against him, then that could be bad. I don't want to give him cause to hurt any of you.
I didn't suggest any moves. I just suggested that we could see him. I think it's important for us to have somebody watching him. Did you leave a beast folk to watch him? That's what I asked. Yeah.
They are down there guarding him. Yes.
It's hard. I don't know what I would say because I heard obviously that they're not. I guess if you said that, I would we're in a big rush too. I wouldn't push it more than that, and I would just be trying to get the hell out of there.
For me, it's transactional. If I promised something to him, I promised safety to him, and he gave me my freedom. So my goal is to deliver him to safety so that you get your freedom as well.
And I hope your plan works, but that doesn't make me trust him anymore.
And so far, he has not shown himself to be entirely untrustworthy.
He did show a lot of I guess I would talk while we're underway if nothing else happened, and obviously we wouldn't be having this conversation standing, so we're clear. Because getting to the harpy would be my priority. But yeah, if we're just on deck talking like while we're at the helm, I would say he did show us he's a liar and very deceitful when he tried to take out Boda. But that's neither here nor there. As long as someone's watching him and he can't be doing any magic or doing anything against us, that's good enough for now. Let's just get to the bow as quick as possible.
Okay. Yes, let's do that.
Cool. I'll skip over to Alundo. So, Alundo, you've been in your little dimensional portal, we'll say, for about 15 minutes. When all of a sudden you see below you and hear. Can you hear through it too?
Yes, we can hear and see.
Okay. You hear the tremendous cracking of stone that you've been hearing the entire time that the dragon's been laying siege to the entire area. When the tower below you just seems to all of a sudden completely fall apart and collapse. The back end slides off, and as it was leaning precariously towards the rear, and the rest just kind of collapses in upon itself. Gigantic boom as it falls down to the bottom with a huge plume of debris and just dust that just kind of comes up into the sky. You do see kind of from where you are as the tower collapses that behind the tower there's a small collection of what appear to be your crew from the original ship have kind of started to make their way towards the back of the island, and a few of them appear to have been caught in the landslide of the collapsing wall. But there's still a handful that are kind of making a mad dash towards the back of the island to try and get away from what's happening towards the water. But from your vantage point where you are currently, you have a clear view of what Opata is doing, and she appears to have just finished massacring the remaining beast folk that are in the courtyard, and is now proceeding to destroy the walls and the other towers within the compound here, leaving nothing behind her. She's knocking it down to pure rubble. And you do hear her periodically roar.
Oh my. Well, we're gonna take a short rest in here, basically, so that everyone gets healed. I'll give them whatever food I have on me, which is probably just some nuts or something like that, so that they at least have something to eat. And then, as the tower has fallen, I am going to, first off, I'm going to write a note to for my bat to take to them before they're too far off.
Okay.
And the note is going to say, I don't see any way out of this. We're going to have to battle this thing. I think this will be able to find our ship in no time. And, well, that's what we're going to do. So, in 2 hours, be prepared for battle. Stay back, shoot arrows. I'll convince the dragon to come under us, and we'll go on top of the dragon, and we'll use weapons to attack it with the weapons that I gather from searching while being invisible. P.S. Good luck, and well met. Have a fine day. And then I sign I sign a note and I send it to him.
Okay. All right, you send it out.
The time is actually, I don't know how much time has gone by, but
About 15 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say like an hour and 50 minutes actually. So.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're doing that, we'll switch back. Anything else you want to do before I switch back to the other group?
Well, I will be in an hour. I'm gonna take my short rest. I'm gonna gain my spell. When I gain a spell, I'm gonna cast Rope Trip again, so that these guys can be in here for another hour while I go invisible and look for weapons. When the bat comes back, he's gonna scope out the grounds to find out where the weapons are and stuff like that. Magic items, weapons, anything like that. So,
okay.
But that's all I'll be doing.
So when you cast Rope Trip again, do they have to exit the existing one and then go back into the new one, or can you just cast it continues on?
It doesn't say. I usually just say it continues on. If you use a spell slot, it just continues.
I'm fine with that. I was just curious. That's fine.
But it doesn't say either way. So anything inside the accidental space drops out when the spell ends. But I get a spell back when it does, so it's sort of like, as we're dropping, I cast a spell, and then boop, so.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. We'll just say that, basically the spell dissipates, they drop 1.5 feet, and you're ready to go. And then all of a sudden it's caught again.
Yeah, they just have to grab the rope, basically.
Yep. Okay. Yep, no problem. You guys have kind of a perfect vantage point from here of everything that's going on, too, because from where you're at, you can see clear across the island to the south there as well. And although it's quite a bit of a distance, it's 500-600 feet over to where the Harpy is currently at, you can still see what's happening. After about, let's see how long would it take for you guys to get there? You head out and go that way. Yeah, we'll switch over to the other group because it's going to be well before your hour is up that they're going to be over there with the boat. So, all right, cool. So we'll let you guys control your own destiny. Whoever is feeling particularly lucky or unlucky, feel free to roll a 20-sider and let me know if you get below a 10. Or just roll it and I can see it.
I should not be that person.
You should not be. I can roll it.
Yeah, roll it.
Whoever.
And let me know if the bat gets to him and all that stuff. He'll disappear if it does.
You can use that.
Wonderful. Okay, good. That's perfect. So, so you travel. We'll say that, because that's not that far under full sail from you guys. We'll say you take a little bit of a circuitous route around that. Obviously, you can't go straight through the island anyways, but if you go out 120 feet and then come back around, we'll say it takes a half an hour to get there. So you guys come around the side, and you can see that from where you are, that there really is nothing left of, as you kind of circle around, we'll move your ship here real quick. We'll say you got to, right.
What'd you say, Missy? There's nothing left?
Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, so as you move your ship and you guys are kind of coming up this direction, heading towards the Harpy, you can see that there's basically nothing left of the compound as far as standing structures. In this center tower right here, the smaller one is the only thing that's left. And as it stands right now, Opita, you guys can see her. Hold on 1 second. There she is. She is right here, just about to finish off the rest of the tower, heading kind of to the north. Right.
And what's her size?
Gigantic. She's gargantuan.
Huge.
She fills like one of those hexagons in.
Yeah, she's huge.
So which tower is the tower that's still up?
That little small one right there, and is the only thing that's left standing, and she's heading to destroy it right this second. I can make her.
Okay, so Opita's back is towards us?
Yes.
And can we clearly see it? Opita?
Can you clearly see her?
Yeah, like there's no cover or anything between us.
Oh. There's nothing left. So what you see now is just basically gigantic piles of rubble. So the only spot that would, if there was anything between you that you wouldn't be able to see her, would be the remnants of where the palace throne room was, this big tower, because it's collapsed all in upon itself now, and the mound is taller than what she would be, but the rest of it is all small.
And that's the last thing left on the island besides that mound, and the distance is right. She's about 200 plus feet.
Yep.
Yeah, I would keep going towards the Harpy, and I would try to definitely come up on the Harpy, obviously on the opposite side of her, so the little ship comes in cover.
Right.
On this side of the Harpy.
Yep, that's fine. Okay. You continue moving that direction. Each one of those 30 feet. You move one of those around, so it doesn't take you very long to get that far. We'll say you kind of try and move with, you're not obviously going to be stealthy in a ship necessarily, but we'll say you move up alongside of it without any other instance. You get about that far away. That's as close as you feel comfortable. You can pull directly up next to it and kind of use ropes or boardings or whatever you want to do that. As you approach the Harpy and take a look, it looks like it's in the same condition that you guys left it in. Doesn't look like it's been vandalized, destroyed, or the rest. It appears to be kind of the same way it was when you guys got off the boat.
But we know the mage was on board.
Somebody was on board for sure, because there's the eggs were taken off at least. So
and the crew is taken hostage.
The crew is no longer aboard. Correct. Yes, you know that.
So how many of the crews on our ship that we could talk to and get information about that?
None of our crew is besides some beast folk.
Yeah, you don't have any of your original crews on. Yep,
so they're okay.
Yeah. So I would try to pull. I would pull right up to try to in two reasons. I pull up really close to try to have the Harpy, the bigger ship, be between us so we're not seen. And I would also not be trying to waste any time like tendering over. I try to pull right up on the side if I can grab on any side ropes or anything, and kind of tie us off close to them to transfer people.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. I mean, just are you piloting? Who's piloting the boat?
I think it was by me and Owen. I guess I don't think we specified.
Okay.
I'm guessing it was me, Owen, and Wish was probably on deck. I would think with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull up the combat rules here real quick. Pilot. So we'll say that since probably would make the most sense based on background that Whisper and Owen are probably working together, so you guys can do it with advantage if you want, and just make a dexterity check to see how well you guys do it and how quietly you kind of can do that.
No, I should probably roll just a regular dex check.
Dex check, and you get that's just a regular dex check, and then we'll go from there with advantage. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, no problem. So you guys maneuver up. You're actually able to take the tide into account as well as the slight wind that's there, and you actually drift right up next to it the way that you would like to, and almost use it as a dock. Pull up alongside of it and barely bump off the hull. Are able to throw ropes across and tie off
everybody below as quickly as possible, because if we can look like the ship is just drifting away with nobody on it, we might not draw her attention.
I agree. It sounds like a good idea, Owen. we need to split people for now. Assuming there's no crew on the Harpy, we should make sure we have enough crew on both these ships. Can any of you guys, I would suggest, could either of you and one of the Beastmaster take this ship on? It's the smaller boat. And I would say this to Owen and Whisper, basically, and see what, like, I would say, could either of you guys pilot this ship with a skeleton Beastmaster crew? That way, hopefully, we have more of a shot of finding Alundo and escaping the dragon.
I can do it, absolutely.
And thank you. I would say thank you, Owen. Take as many of these beast folk you think you need to properly run this ship. And let's make haste, and we'll bring up the anchor over there, and we'll try to stay low and drift away out a bit so we'll go unnoticed.
Kind of.
I agree with just like you said. Basically, I would kind of imply.
Yep.
So you've got 40 beast folk, and then you guys as well. So how do you divvy it up? What do you guys do?
So I let Owen take whoever he wanted. So yeah, whatever he took.
Probably maybe 8 or 10 on a 30-foot ship.
Okay. Yep. So you're gonna go with the skeleton crew. What you can do on that one? Okay. So you're gonna be on the Carvel, and then the rest you're gonna put on the Harpy then.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
The Harpy's about 3 times the size at least, right? Or 4 times the size?
The Harpy's a lot bigger. I don't remember exactly. Let me look real quick.
Which I think that sounds like the perfect split to me. 10 and 30, something like that.
Yeah, let me look real quick. The Harpy is...
And I'm just guessing that based on ship size, too.
Harpy's 90 feet long.
Yeah, so that sounds right. 10, if you're good with 10, I'd say, yes, take whoever you want. And we would, so then I guess I would instruct, and I would just instruct the beast folk, that were coming on the ship that Owen wasn't keeping. Like, I had kind of just instruct them with a lot of hand motions to follow me, and I would, hand motion quiet, to be quiet, and I would say, follow me, and then I would just try to creep on deck and stay really low. Yeah, I mean, I would stay below the sidewalls of the deck. Just, I don't need to military crawl it, but I would just try to be quiet and below the sidewall of the deck. Go to pull up anchor and stuff like that.
Yeah, you guys can make a stealth check if you want in the tower just to see. I'll make one for them just to see how well the beast folk do. Okay. Yeah, you jump on board, Strider, and you think you're pretty quiet. As the beast folk jump aboard, a couple of the rat folk seem to be nice and quiet behind you, and then as some of the larger canine / wolfkin jump on board, they seem to be making quite a bit of noise as they're coming across the deck. But they're trying to stay low anyways, as best they can, but they're not really staying all that hidden.
Good. I probably wouldn't be crazy about the noise because I would think I'd look up and open it and see she's still a few hundred feet away, and if there's just a little bit of noise, I probably wouldn't even say anything to them.
Oh, I'm gonna explain to Owen that I'm gonna go with Strider because I don't think he has a lot of experienced people on this specific ship, and I've been on it before.
I think that's wise.
That, and I don't want to be tempted to kill your mage. And then that's what I say, and then I hop ship.
There's that too.
All right.
Just so that he knows.
Okay, cool.
If I happen to see the Beastmaster come that I told to guard him, I would stop him. Because I don't, again, in all of this, I don't know if Owen would have told that one to stay. If he would have stayed, what would have happened? I would say, no, you go back. I don't know if I would have seen him come or if he would have just stayed.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, you can roll.
If they were the only 2 below deck, they probably weren't instructed to come up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you want me to roll or just not even bother?
I wouldn't bother. We'll just say you don't see them, so you're assuming that they stayed below.
Okay, and then we would just, I guess I would see Whisper, and I'm I'm glad you came. We can use your help, Whisper. We're just going to try to float away, as you heard, as Owen said. So, and I'm already trying to get the anchor up quietly.
Right.
Let's just keep an eye out and see what happens here. Maybe the dragon will just leave.
That's the plan.
Whisper, do you want to be our eyes so somebody keeps an eye on the dragon, or should I?
I'll do that. You take care of the crew.
Okay.
So do you guys check out the Harpy at all, or do you just kind of jump aboard and...
No, I'll do a quick overview as soon as we can.
Okay. Yeah. What's your passive? It's ridiculous, right?
21.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
That's
so you
it.
walk. Yeah, you walk downstairs and you notice that looks like anything that potentially was perishable or anything that any of the goods you had that maybe were a little unusual have kind of been taken off. But anything that's kind of would be standard sailing equipment is still there. So the fresh water is still there. You know, some of the fish that you have, pickled fish, all the stuff that's kind of non-perishable stuff is still there.
We still have fishing gear and stuff for
all the repair stuff is there. So it looks like.
What about that cursed dagger that we haven't used yet?
You go specifically looking for that one. Yeah. So you go in and look for that, and you don't see it.
All right. Well, we can't save the rest of the the ghosts, then I guess. I'll let Strider know that we lost the cursed dagger, and we'll have to find some other way to help the dead crew.
You also noticed that the chest that had the navigating equipment in it and the rest that was engraved is gone as well.
Okay. That was for Kalen?
Yeah, it said, I don't remember exactly what it said.
But something, may you always find your way home or something.
Home, I believe, something along those lines. Yep.
I know where that shit is.
That's gone. Yep. So.
All right.
But yeah, so you take a look around. Everything else seems to be in order as far as this ship seems to be relatively seaworthy, just kind of like the way you left it ultimately. So.
I want to make an Arcana check to see if the dagger's gone. Maybe we won't have to worry about the ghosts. Maybe they're attached to the dagger.
Oh, sure. You don't believe that that's the case. You're not really sure. There still is, obviously the crew were the ones that had the armbands, and the box that had the last couple that were remaining is still there in the bookcase.
Okay.
But you don't think that that the dagger was necessarily tied to the ghost.
Did we were we smart enough to make marks on the table and create the compass and then mark that direction off?
You didn't say that you did that, but we could roll retroactively. I'd be okay with that. Actually, matter of fact, no. The only reason I say that is because the guy that Lundo put in charge of creating the table got a little overzealous and started trying to carve a map into it, and it looked like a toddler did it.
Yeah, he
So,
failed.
he was in the process of refinishing it. So you very well may have marked it, but he actually started using a hand planer and taking off his work. So anything that was there wouldn't be there now. Yeah.
We'll worry about that later.
Yeah.
I was gonna mark important things on it after we're done with it, but didn't get done.
It's a semi-smooth tabletop. You can definitely see where he's taking it back down. There are still some spots where it looks like he drew a stick figure and some other stuff on it. So but yeah, all right. So let's say realistically, that's probably we'll say you guys hurried to try and get that done. Moving that many people, we'll say it's 30 minutes before you're able to kind of pull anchor and start to drift out to sea. So, somebody else roll a 20-sider.
Anybody?
Whoever would like to.
I'll roll it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh wait, did somebody roll it? No. Okay.
Nope.
Woo! I roll high.
So, as you guys are kind of pulling up the anchors and the boats are slowly starting to drift out with the tide, one of the beast folk up in the crow's nest of the Harpy yells out something in a language that you guys don't understand. And one of the beast folk on deck, they all look back towards the aft of the ship. And you guys look in that direction to try and figure out what's happening. And the beast folk on deck, and seeing that you don't really understand what was said, translate and say, "The young are coming."
Oh no.
So as soon as we saw that, obviously I would start looking in that direction.
Yep. So you guys, now that you have kind of a direction to look off in the distance, and probably three. I'll mark it on the map where they're actually at right this second. Kind of in this area back here, coming around the back of the island, you see two V-shaped wake heading towards the boat, with what appears to be turtle shells, large turtle shells, sticking out of the water. Two of them are heading towards them.
They're coming.
They're coming home, Dad.
How far away from the main shore are we?
Not very far. Each one of those hexagons is 30 feet.
No, I mean from. This is an island. I meant from.
Oh, you're a day out. You're a day out.
So,
shit.
So as soon as they're in range, which I think is like a little under 200 feet for that spell, maybe 150, I would try to like send them the image of me being the one sitting on them as eggs, like me being and like the friendly one sitting on them as eggs, trying to take care of them.
Give yourself inspiration. Very nice job. We'll see if it works, but nice job.
Cool.
So 200 feet. Okay.
I have to check the actual because that was off the top of my head. It might be less than that. So the range of it. So.
They're coming back for Daddy. I hope you plan to play child support for this.
He was going to be supportive.
Because Mom might get pissed.
I think I might have chosen the wrong ship.
Oh, that's awesome. Too funny.
It honestly, doesn't say. It says I couldn't have attacked them, and the, like my primeval awareness ability says 5 miles, but that one specifically doesn't say a distance.
Well, I'll say line of sight. How's that? That makes sense. So yeah, we'll say that you're able to kind of send something over that way. So what do they have to? How do you know whether or not they? Because I don't have the spell in front of me. How do they know?
I mean, I don't think they would communicate it back to me. I would be able to sense from them if they had an emotion, or if I would be able to sense like a basic emotion, like very, that's what it says. It's like real general basic emotion, like happy, sad, hungry, like we were with the eggs.
Will you copy that and just send it in the chat so I can read it real quick?
Yeah, let me get the full thing. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah.
It says I could read its mood and intent, and that's the summary of it, what I linked.
Yeah. Okay. So from each one of them, you get a combination of extremely angry and confusion as kind of their emotional state. They don't appear to be affected by any sort of magic. And one of them, what you get short term as far as their needs, is revenge. And the other one is almost like you feel like it's a need for safety.
Yeah, so I would just, again, while we're starting to drift out, communicating to them ideas of friend, not just me sitting on the egg, like me taking care of it, but like them as like a Lundo heating it, and how we try to just take care of them in general. But other than that, I would just keep sending that message to them, and I guess maybe if it would make sense, I don't know. I guess it would make sense to them of putting down weapons, like no attack type of thing.
Okay.
I don't know if it makes sense to them, but that's what I would try to do.
Right. So I'm going to do this as kind of because we'll make this up at this point to see what makes sense. So we'll have you do we'll do a persuasion check with advantage for you, and then I'm just going to set a difficulty for how hard.
Which check? Perception?
Persuasion.
Persuasion, okay.
Okay. So you definitely send it that way, and you can see as you kind of watch and you're focused on what's happening, you can see that the wake slows for a moment. You can see that the V-shaped wake kind of settles out and kind of turns into rings for a moment, and then all of a sudden they head off again towards you.
Okay, I would use that inspiration to re-roll that.
Yeah, do it, Al.
All good choices.
Better.
Yeah, all right. I like it. You kind of pull yourself out of it. You realize, man, that's not the right approach with these guys. They're obviously pretty pissed about that. I need to take a different approach with my thought, what I'm doing. Send it again, and the wake slows, and they kind of hover in place for a moment, and then you see that they start heading in your direction, but it takes much more of a meandering path. You see that they're heading your way, but it looks more like a cautious kind of approach than it does a direct charge towards you kind of a thing.
So, I'd be quite happy with that, and I don't know that I would because we're trying to drift away, but I kind of going to have the feeling that they're going to communicate where we're at, regardless in my mind. So I'm thinking and I would say to Whisper, is there anything? Do you know what they eat, or do you know what they like? Anything else about them, Whisper?
As you're focused in doing that, Strider, you didn't really notice because you were so focused on trying to communicate with them. But Whisper, what you noticed is that the beach folk have kind of sprung into action, and there are 4 of them that have run for the rear-mounted catapult that's on your boat on the Harpy, and are frantically starting to load it and started to get it into position to fire. On the actual, there are no forward-facing weapons on the Carvel that slave ship that Owen is on.
You and Amy are wearing the same T-shirt.
What's that?
You and Amy are wearing the same T-shirt. Look, Amy, come here.
We got it at the same place, so.
It's just ironic. Listen, you guys failed us today. You shouldn't have wore that shirt.
I just found mine today too. It was lost for 2 months.
Sorry to interrupt. It was just crazy. I noticed that.
Wasn't my
and did I notice now that they were doing that, or did I not notice that?
As you they've started the process, but as you finish up and kind of complete the focus, yes, you see that happen as well.
So I frantically stop them, run right over to stop them, and yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd run right to them and I'd say stop. I definitely wouldn't scream it, but I'd say no, stop, no.
Okay. Yeah, they stop. You do notice that over on the Carvel that Owen's on, that there are beast folk that are also running to the 2 ballista that are mounted on the back of that, and they're attempting to swivel them around towards the front of the boat to fire that direction.
I won't stop them from boating, but
yeah.
Shoot.
Okay. Yeah, they respond. They kind of.
I'll make a nature check to see it. I'll make a nature and a history check to see if I remember anything specific about their intentions or their.
Yep, sure.
Whatever.
Yeah, that gives you a little bit of information as far as nature goes. So, you kind of remember from stories that you heard growing up that dragon turtles kind of evolve over time. Is that when they're first born, they're a lot more animalistic, and as they get older, they kind of gain intelligence and become more sentient. So, newly born dragon turtles are going to act more like animals than like the mother was talking.
It totally makes sense why they might listen to me a little bit, like because they're more animal-like yet right now. And do I notice on the other ship the list is turning?
Say that again. Do I notice on the ship the what?
You said like the ballista, the beast folk on the other ship were turning the ballista. And when Whisper said he told them not to shoot, was he talking to the ones on our boat?
I'm assuming, because unless he jumped across to the other one, which he didn't. To you guys, what you want to do?
Well, I mean, right away, like I guess first thing I would look at is if Owen was stopping them. Like I'd look down at the boat, and and then I'd say, Owen, I'm assuming they're still right next to us, right? I don't know.
Yeah, they haven't drifted. You guys haven't drifted far. You're kind of drifting at the same speed right now. So
I'd explain to Owen, I think there's two of the turtles coming in, but I don't think they're going to attack us. Please don't fire on them. And he said, he says yes. He thumbs up.
Yep, I gotcha. Okay. All right. They're closing. Anything else you guys want to do as they get closer?
I think we have to start hoisting sails.
Yeah, did we drift away at all yet? Like, did we get farther?
Not very far, but yes, a little bit you have. So,
I'd kind of look to Whisper too, and I'd say, "You think we should wait any longer? I'm sure these children are going to tell the mom where we're at either way. So we could probably put our sails up. I think we should just not be threatening to them." And I'd say that to Whisper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I would like tell the crew to do what Whisper says. Put the sails up, or he would tell them however it went down. We'd agree.
Okay, so you're gonna break apart at this point. Is what you're gonna do? The two ships.
I think we have to be.
You're not gonna be able to have
So we should, but I would communicate one more time with Owen to kind of have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'd kind of, just be yelling this before we broke apart. Owen, I think maybe we should circle around the island carefully once and look for Olundo. But if we don't see him, I think our best bet might be to get away from this dragon because I don't know what's going to happen with the mom.
Well, we know where the nesting place is, right? Let's just not go that direction.
Yeah. So, I totally agree. I would not go there. I would. So, what I would think, I was like, Owen, do you want to go around the island, clockwise, and we'll go counterclockwise, and we'll meet up at the top if we don't see Olundo. I guess I would say this to him. Why don't we meet up? Yeah, around the northeast side of the island.
I know all of the sailing lingo, so I have no problem understanding that we're going to meet at the north end of the island, going opposite ways around.
There you go. That's what I would say to him. Let's just go around, and that's what I would suggest that we do. And if he said thumbs up, I'd say okay. We'd probably go in the directions we're pointing, right?
I don't know if we should be by the island at all.
Directly into the dragon turtle young, huh? Okay.
Yeah. No. Well, I think we should just go away from the island to see if the dragon's going to come after us. Well, if it does, then we're.
So the dragon turtles, the young, are about 60 feet off your bow at this point.
I'm sorry. Let me correct that because I wouldn't really do that. If I thought about it, I would go, whoa, Opita, what happened? That I would not go that direction. If that's the case. I would actually suggest
we're doing any movement
the other way. I would say I'll go in the direction towards the dragon turtle, and I would suggest Owen go around the other way because it's the safer way. The Harpy's the bigger ship, and I think I have some rapport with these dragons, so that's what I would do.
Okay.
I'm just saying I would go in that direction. I tell Owen to go the other way. The opposite ways we're facing, because I can't move the ship myself.
Let's just go away from the island. Because we know Olundo's safe for about 2 hours.
About an hour now.
Yeah. So let's just go away and survive.
Are you saying that to me?
Yes.
You also, I'm assuming the bat found you guys. I don't know, Ben. But
yes, yeah. The bat dropped off the letter. We'll say. Yep. It kind of happened.
It also states I'm gonna attack this dragon.
You can see it from where you're at. As far as you can see the dragon, and you can see the boat kind of coming in. It's quite a ways. You really can't pick out the two young dragon in the water. That's a long.
I mean, I like the idea of just sloughing off, and going, letting the big dragon be mad and work it out system, and maybe it goes away. Then we can come back and get Alundo.
What did the letter say?
He's attacking it.
I'll be attacking it, but I mean, yeah, you guys assume I'll do. I'm sure you'll figure. Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Wait, I thought you said a letter with the bat.
You did.
I'm asking you what it said.
Oh, it said, we are safe. There's 8 of us in here. I'm gonna be going out invisible, getting weapons for everyone. I don't see any way out of this, but I think this dragon is gonna chase us and hunt us down over the seas. So I think we're going to have to take care of it. So, we're gonna jump on the dragon's back exactly at 1 hour and 50 minutes from now. At which time it would be very convenient if you shoot arrows from afar. P.S. Good luck and well met.
Well, I would read that letter and absolutely know I'm not listening to it. Yeah. So I would actually just keep doing what we were saying, but then when Whisper said to me that we should leave the island, I would say I think we should too. But I think we could do one circle around on the way out to see if we see Alundo, and then leave. I'd say that's a Whisper.
Okay, as you guys are kind of discussing this, the dragon turtles are still moving in your direction. So they come up, and they are only about 30 feet away at this point. And,
how big are they?
They're pretty good size. They're about the size of a small pony. Well, they're not gigantic by any means, but
I would actually be trying to come up very slowly to them. If the ship was going towards them, I would go slow, and I would actually, in whatever way I could, to be friendly. I would put my hand out, just like it's a little animal, trying to not show any dominance, and I would just keep I would just keep doing what I was doing, trying to send them the message of us nurturing their eggs. That's all.
Okay. Let's see, what did you roll before? You roll. Let me look.
15
and I'd make sure nobody had weapons, obviously, up or anything like that.
Yeah. They definitely are. They begin circling the ships. You guys are starting to break apart, but one kind of heads to the north and heads along the side of the Harpy. The other one heads to the south and kind of scoots along the edge. And they appear to be taking a very slow kind of path along that.
And they're going right around the ship? Are they pretty close?
They're very close. They're probably only 15 feet or so off the side rails.
They still kind of look like before. They don't look aggressive, right?
All you can kind of see is their shells. Their heads aren't out of the water. They're just swimming along. It looks like a giant turtle in the water, basically.
How would I react to that? Now I'm gonna. They're right next to the ship, so I'm actually probably wouldn't. Are they in front of it, behind it?
I just moved them on where they're accurately kind of at on the map. So they're kind of on starboard side of one and the port on the other, and they're kind of just moving along on either side right this second. So
let's say, yeah, what the hell? I probably would do this with my character. I would actually go on the lower on the side of the ship on the tender, and just next to the ship, and kind of almost put my hand towards it, in the water, open palms.
Okay.
Animal handling.
Yep, that's exactly what I was just going to say. So I want you to roll that. Do that in the tower for me real quick, too.
Okay. I got to look that up. I think it's first animal.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not horrible. All right, let's see. It's not great, but we'll see. Here we go.
I'd go with pretty damn aggressive. It's more of a tentative, more like feeling out the situation as to how dangerous it would be, but definitely not competitive kind of.
Strider, it's time to go.
If they felt like if I felt like they were very aggressive, I would probably let me think. If I go right back up the ship.
Yeah, so you stick your hand kind of in the water, kind of doing the whole "come on here, nice boy" kind of a thing, and the one that's sliding along that's probably 6 to 8 feet away from you now, where it's at, stops dead in the water and slowly pivots back in your direction. And you kind of get this feeling overall that kind of the whole thing of it's not the dogs that bark a lot that you have to worry about. It's more of the ones that are real quiet you got to worry about. You kind of get that feeling kind of surges through you a bit.
So when you said very aggressive, though, I want to make sure I didn't misunderstand it. Did I get a feeling from it that it was very aggressive?
No, I
not
didn't.
You put your hand in the water, but Whisper did. So
that's why I said it's time to go.
Okay. And honestly, I'd say just 1 second, because if it didn't do anything to me. Unless that one was coming at me, I probably wouldn't want to disturb it by reaching my hand back real quick and scaring it. So again, it depends. If it just looked at me, I'd probably still wait a second. I'd be scared, but I wouldn't want to jerk away or do anything crazy. So I just wait to see what it did next.
You it turns back towards you in your direction very slowly and holds its position, and you hear sounds like maybe from the other ship, come across, lost sight of the other.
Okay. I'd pull my hand up, and I would
I'm trying to give hand gestures to Owen, saying that it's time to cut loose and we gotta go.
You're not really focused on what's happening around you other than this giant beast that's in front of you. But roll a perception check really quick, Strider, and see if you just pick up Whisper's hand motions that are kind of behind you and off to the side.
I think he said he was doing it to Owen right now.
Oh, to Owen. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm going to be running down our dock talking to my guys. And then
what's your passive perception, Owen? It's crap, right?
It's not too bad. It's 13.
Oh, it's not too bad. Okay. We'll say you see, all of a sudden you see Whisper tearing down the side of the boat. He's making some sort of hand gestures. You can decide what you and understand what those mean.
I feel like we're water folk. We have specific hand gestures for certain things. So
I'll buy that. The young dragon turtle that was on your side of the boat over there has vanished, and one of the beast folk yelled, by the way. So,
okay, I will get the attention of all the beast folk and tell them to get some oars and just slowly start moving us out of the way.
Okay, creating some distance between the two boats, kind of thing. Okay,
yeah,
all right, sure.
And all right, I would just give it a picture. As I'm pulling my hand out, then if it didn't react, it didn't do anything, I'd probably wait a minute. But if it didn't come or just looked at me, I'd then probably slowly pull my hand up and just try to send it the picture of us leaving peacefully.
Okay.
And then I'd start to go back up to the boat.
Yeah, you start to pull your hand out of the water after 30 seconds of that minute, and all of a sudden you see the second dragon turtle pop up next to the other on that side of the boat. So they are now in tandem, stand next to each other.
Okay, well, if I saw that, they're just right next to each other looking at me?
They are both staring you dead in the face right now.
So I'd probably kind of freeze for a few seconds there, and I would just, I know it's repetitive, but that's what I would be doing. I'd be trying to send them the same friendly pictures, and then us leaving peacefully, and then I would see what happens. If they didn't react after a while, I'd probably slowly start going up on the ship, but I'd probably wait, I would say, a minute or two to see if they did a reaction, because I definitely wouldn't try to run from these guys right now. Because I'm going to think if I ran, that I'd be showing that I was afraid of them. It would be bad to show that animals not show fear and not have them attack me and get scared too. So I'd be trying to do nothing to scare them or show fear. But if they didn't do anything for a couple minutes, I would start to go back to the ship.
Okay. They seem to be locked on you. And as you move, we'll say you move very slowly, and they don't seem to move other than to kind of tread water where they're at, watching your motions completely and almost transfixed on what you're doing. And as you kind of move slowly and turn your back on them.
Well, I don't know if you do that.
Do you or not?
So let me think. I went down in the so the way I envisioned it is I got lowered down in the tender. That it was they would just be pulling the ropes back up, I guess.
Oh, okay, so you yell at them to pull the ropes up?
Yeah. So just out of curiosity, are these turtles, I think they're probably about, what, 6-7 foot?
Yep, that's a pretty good guess, sure.
How big's the boat that I'm in?
The tender crafts?
Oh, no, really small?
It's not super tiny. It's about 10 feet.
Yeah, I don't know if what I would do there. If I would, I guess I would actually see if I felt any other emotion from them. If they were just content with how they were and they're just like watching and confused and all, I would I'd be so torn if I wanted to actually motion. Okay. I would I would just let them raise up the ship, and I would kind of send them the message while still holding my hands out that they were friends and could come with me.
Okay.
But I would also be doing that probably while the boat was getting raised too.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you reach out again, kind of with your emotions and everything that's there, and you still get all the same emotions you did before, but you also get this feeling of almost like curiosity, tinged with some playfulness tied into it almost. So it's a very, you almost get the sense that there's almost a little bit of a waiting game that's happening here. So
if I kind of sense that, I would probably while I'm the boat's getting higher, and I would say to Whisper or whoever, if I saw a beast folk, I'd probably go, "Food? Do you have any food? On any of just might have something on their person." I would just motion, because I know the ship doesn't have a lot of supplies right now. But food, I would just motion to see if they could bring me anything.
Pickles fish.
Yeah, the couple of the beast folk that are some of the freed beast folk that are on deck. Actually, one of them yells down, "Dried rations," and reaches into its pack and pulls out a pretty small pouch of them. Looks like to be some sort of dried meat, maybe, and some berries, nuts, some kind of just stuff that doesn't seem to go bad very quickly. Attack kind of thing.
And I would just say yes, give it to me,
He takes it and he tosses it down to you.
All right, I grab it. I take half off, and toss it in the water, and just show them the image if I could, of eating just some food, and I would hold the other half in my hand and hold it out.
Okay. You toss it in the water, and one of the two does go down, submerge under the water for a minute. The other one looks up, seems to wait a minute, looks up at your hand. You can see its eyes narrow for a moment, and then it lunges forward.
And what happens? Does it take the stuff?
And probably your hand. Let's see. Let's see. What's your armor class?
17, I think.
17?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get to it real quick. It's going to be a bite.
I wonder if it. So yeah.
22. So Richter jumps up whoosh, with unnatural speed and kind of you're shocked that it's able to clear the water as quickly as it was, but it jumps up in the air to reach out to bite and grabs a hold of your 3 fingers as well as your thumb with what was in your hand as well. And
yeah, go ahead.
Yep. Let's see. That's a lot. That's not going to be good.
Who needs hands, anyways?
Oh, that's what it's going to be.
Highly overrated.
Oh, not too bad. 9 points of damage as it jumps up and grabs a hold of probably 3/4 of your hand and tears out a gigantic chunk out of your hand, falling back into the water.
Okay, so I would do 2 things. Like, I would motion to pull it up faster, but the first thing I would try to do is sensing if it meant to or not.
Okay. Well, you're in a lot of pain right now, needless to say. So being able to focus kind of on exactly what the intent, you do notice as it falls in the water that it doesn't appear to be coming back out immediately to re-engage with that or anything else, but you're missing half of your hand at this point. So
I would be getting out of there at this point too. But I'm trying to think if I would like, if I had my wits with me enough, once I maybe got to the edge of our boat, like once I got back, I'd go wait till I got in the Harpy. That would be my primary concern first. And then like once I was on the side and like, I'd probably try to like send an image to it of like pain, like it hurt me type of thing. And then I would say, yeah, let's start going really slow, guys, and getting out of here, but don't go too fast type of thing. I would say this to Whisper and see if he's agreed.
Just get the ship. I'll go to the crew and get the ship moving.
What do you?
And then I'll give I'll signal Owen that it's time to go. Circles.
Okay. Yeah, you get they get the Tendercraft up to the side. How many hit points do you have left? You can't have much, right?
No, I'm really low. I'm at 2.
Okay, so yeah, you're to the point where you know that you're borderline shock at this point. You're still functional, but it's bad. You know, your hands mangled at this point. You know, you're clutching that to kind of your chest. Yeah. You're trying to keep the directions as best you can. And
I actually, if I got back and you know I'm not that weak, I would say to Whisper, I think I need to rest for a bit. Please don't. I don't expect these turtles to attack us. I think they could be helpful. Please try not to scare them. But I need to just, I just need to get myself together. I lost fingers. But I don't think it was intentional. I think it was just the youngling didn't, know his own bite. Again, he was just born but hours ago. And I would probably tend to my wounds and kind of let Whisper run the show for a bit.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll see if you kind of move to the center of the deck and, find a spot to try and keep yourself from throwing up from seeing half your hand missing and in some serious pain. You do, as you kind of get a chance to do that, you reach out again with to the dragons to kind of get at least some sensations. You get yourself under control. And you do notice that there's kind of a new emotion and new coming off of both of them. And what you get this overwhelming kind of feeling is food. Tastes good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they get the bloodlust.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if I got that emotion, I would actually ask Whisper right away. Do you know at all if these animals, only eat like living things like flesh?
Do you want another roll, Ben?
Nope. Yeah, you know that they're pretty much carnivores.
Yeah.
Their diet typically is more aquatic life, but they're not vegetarians or omnivores by any means. They're definitely predators.
So if once I felt like
they want blood now.
And I'd obviously let Whisper take the ship right now, but once I felt like I could kind of walk around and get around, I would look to see if there was any other meat left or fish on the boat that I could toss to them?
Yeah, sure. We'll say you can go down deck and you start looking for sure. So that'll take a little bit of time. So you guys, what are just drifting away at this point? You're gonna go under full sails, or
We're
what's
starting to get full sails. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys are setting all that stuff up. That's great. At this point, I'm sure you guys have assigned or not. If somebody's watching the Dragon Turtles at this point, and they seem to be doing pretty lazy, slow circles around the boats as you guys are kind of getting under sail. Just so you know, that's what they seem to be doing.
Yeah.
They're not. They are pretty visible.
In my head, ultimately, we don't want to engage because then that would draw Mom.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were going to battle Mom, we'd probably want to keep her on the island and take care of the little ones, but we don't want to have to engage the little ones just to get away. That would be dumb.
Understood. All right, so you drop sails. We'll kick back to. We'll say that takes. Trying to get that going. All the what stuff that Al just did. We'll say another 30 minutes has passed. So you've got 30 minutes until your spell takes a poop. Alundo, anything you want to do?
I'm going to send my bat around to search for weapons and such.
Okay.
Beforehand, and anything useful, spell books, magic potions, anything like that.
Okay. As you're doing that, you see that Opata has finished demolishing the tower, and now there's nothing but rubble at this point. And she is actually kind of walking in this direction along the aisle. She's not taking a very fast approach, but she seems to be exiting about in the same direction of where the young went originally, to give you an idea. So your bat heads out, looks around, and there is a lot of rubble, obviously, in places. You can have them roll a perception check just to see if it spots anything and all that debris.
Okay, Oh, and high.
It definitely sees what could be the remnants of stuff directly below you guys in what was probably Zetrix's chamber. And then kind of in the tower that she just demolished last, there appears to be some definitely some metal debris. Bat's not able to tell exactly what it is or if there's anything there.
Oh, I'll look through the bat's eyes if it's within 100 feet. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I can't unless I'm out, actually, because I'm in the ethereal plane. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, directly below you, there's definitely something. Bat's not
Okay.
really good at describing it, but
I'm going to go invisible, and then I'm going to go out and search through the rubble. As long as I don't see the turtle coming back.
the turtle was meandering kind of off the back of the island here, moving this direction. Right this second, it's not very far from you at all.
Oh, well, I'll wait till it's a little bit further. I mean, how much time has passed?
So it's moving at a kind of a normal walking rate, so you don't have to wait very long. You know, it's about 3 to 4 minutes, and then it moves itself off into the water, and then kind of dips below the surface.
All right, so I don't know where it went.
Once we get word that the big dragon got in the water, I'm watching the little ones to see if their activity changes.
Okay. Yep. Great. I'll let you know if something happens. So you climb down, take a look. It's a pretty horrific scene. It looks like something out of a war movie. You find more body parts than you do anything else mixed throughout the rubble. You can see that there's just kind of gore and guts mixed in with all the stuff that's there. Everything from looks like shaggy minotaur kind of bits to what clearly looks like probably was part of your crew collapsed underneath that. As you get down to ground level too, you do notice the telltale marks kind of off the back of the island of where people have kind of dragged their their bloodied forms out into the water. And if you look kind of at the horizon, you can see that there are a few people that are apparently swimming off somewhere away from the island. You can search, though, if you want to do a search perception, I guess is what you'd roll to see if...
how much time do we have left right now? Was that?
Before your spell dissipates, you've got 30 minutes, so you've got some time.
Okay.
And I'm assuming you just got invisibility, so you've got an hour for that, right?
Yeah, I'm going to have my bat help me.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Yay, nice. Didn't matter.
Very nice. So you spend quite a bit of time digging through all the rubble, and you come across some very interesting stuff. You just get lucky, and there's a stone that appears to be kind of a haphazard angle, and you put a little bit of weight into it, and it shifts enough to roll off. And you find what appears to be Zetric's chest that was in there against his bed. That seems to hold up pretty well. The one corner is collapsed a little bit, but with a little bit of work, you're able to lift it off. And you look inside, and you find every single one of the magic items that were taken from you.
Oh, that's useful. I don't remember what they were, unfortunately.
Oh, I've got it. I can tell you exactly what they were.
That's everyone else's, right?
That's everything. You guys fine.
If you want, you can copy and paste it in chat, and then I can just...
That's what I'll do.
I'll put it on my notes, and then we'll distribute it as we need it. Do the gloves of water walking take, well, I don't know. Oh, wait, no, I already identified those. So, the gloves of water walking, do they take attunement?
They do not.
Peaceful. Potion of water breathing. Flash. Vampiric blade. Alright, well, we got some weapons for the guys above, at least. I'm gonna look for anything else of interest.
Yep. You keep looking.
I will. My symbol for the guys is I'm gonna send the bat up to them, and it's gonna hover around. That means I'm down there because I'm invisible, so they won't see me.
Okay.
But they'll know the bat when the bat's there. They know to let down the rope, and then I'll just tie the chest to the rope. I will take some of the little things out of it, but I'll leave the vampiric blade in there. Well, shit. I'll keep the chest down here. I'll send up the vampiric blade. I think that's the only weapon, right? In there.
Yeah, other than the wand too, which I guess kind of is a weapon, but kind of not. So.
Yeah, I don't think they can really use it anyway. I don't know if they can, but yeah, that's the only thing I send up then. It's just a weapon, and then I'm gonna look for weapons or anything else of interest. Yeah,
so you dig through. You do find. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, you don't need to roll again for that. We'll use your same roll. That's fine. You do find through some of the bloody mess and the remnants that's there. You do find some smaller weapons that are in decent shape. They're not. You find one of the great axes from the Minotaur is there. You find, we'll say, 3 daggers that were in there variously on body parts that you come across. And you do find 1 longsword. So, weapons-wise, you also find some oversized parts of armor, not a full set of anything, but you find a breastplate that's deemed serviceable if you were large enough, and you don't really find much else that's going to be anything. You find a random gauntlet here and there.
Do I find any crossbows or arrows or anything?
You find a bunch of broken crossbows, and you do find some bolts though that are strung throughout. If you move over to this other tower, this one that's kind of been demolished there, you find a few sets of armor down there that are all larger size. You're assuming Minotaur size that are there. and you do find a bunch of practice swords that are in that. Half of them are broken, but the other half are serviceable. But they're they're wooden swords. There's nothing great there. So,
Yeah.
So you've got some stuff, but nothing.
Yeah, well, I send all the weapons. If I find anything that would make a good shield, I send that up. And that's about it. Oh, by the way, we had potions of healing too.
Yes. That's not in that list. Yes, you did.
Okay. I don't know if that was in there or not. They might have just took it and distributed it for all we know.
No. Those would have been in there too. I don't remember how many you had. Did you guys write that down? I don't remember. If not, I'll just say you had one for each of you.
I had like 4 because I spent all my money on that. Yeah, I spent all my money. I might have had more, but I don't remember. At least 4.
All right, that's fine. Whatever you guys had as far as magical equipment was in that box. So whatever you guys had originally, you guys can just put back on your sheets. That's fine.
All
That is
right.
it. To give it back
Well,
to you.
I'm gonna go up and I'm going to tell the guys. I think we may have to fight the dragon turtle. We should watch for the boat if it comes back. If it doesn't, we can look for another boat to try to leave. But I think the dragon turtle will attack us.
One of the guys that's in there with you, one of the crew members says, "Hey, beer flavor. Don't you see it?" He points way off in the distance below to the south. "There's the harpy right there. She appears to be moving away."
Yes, she's due to be back any minute now.
I can't tell for sure, but from here she appears to be going the wrong way.
What do you mean wrong way?
Unless I'm wrong, that's the ass end of the ship.
Well, I mean, they're supposed to come back. I don't think they would abandon us unless, of course, they all died, in which case, we had nothing for ourselves, right? I look at Shalrag. Are you feeling better?
No, not especially. I appreciate you saving my life, but I've seen better days.
Oh,
but I agree. I think he's right. That ship doesn't look like they're coming back this way. We may be on our own.
Oh my. Well, we have enough men to crew a ship, right? Was there any ships around?
You kind of scan the area. You look way off in the distance in every direction that you can see, and you don't see anything besides.
Well, the only thing we can do is try to find some shelter from a dragon turtle and wait here until someone picks us up.
Can I just ask a question, even though it's not my turn? I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah,
You do remember that the harpy is facing the opposite direction than you have it on the map, right?
Yeah. I'm just talking. You guys are kind of heading out now, so.
Yeah, but I'm facing towards the west, right? The harpy would be going west.
Yeah, I think it's the opposite.
Okay, I thought, and I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to make sure.
No. Yeah, I think it's going. I think you guys are heading kind of like that. You gotta go.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I envisioned too.
You gotta go out to go in with the harpy. It's a little draws too much water, but
yeah,
that's exactly what I'm thinking. Yep. Okay. Sorry.
I tried not listening to you guys too much, so I don't. I'm not actually aware of what you guys exactly are gonna do.
Yeah, you have
I was listening on the fringe, is what I was doing. Like personally, I was, so I don't make decisions based on that. It's more fun.
That's good.
Get your weapons ready. Soon my spell will be out, and we'll have to go down. There's nothing we can do about it.
We'll follow your lead for now, of course.
So I got a half hour invisibility while the spell goes off too, just in case. But let me go down and see if I can find some kind of shelter. Maybe we can find something indoors that might be intact. We can perhaps hide out there until people come. I can send my bat or whatever animal form it needs to be looking for boats, and eventually we'll be off this island. I'm sure there's food on here. And one more thing. It's kind of bloody down there. I suggest you don't look.
He says, And any scouting you can do will be much appreciated by the men.
Oh yes. I'm gonna assume one of them like sticks out their head so I can message. Oh, it's Shalrag probably just sticks out his head so I can message him.
Yeah, that's no problem.
And then I'm gonna go and look for a shelter of some sort. Like maybe there's one that the big tower in the middle is still standing, right?
None of them are standing.
None of them.
It's all been decimated and leveled, but there's enough rubble that there's a possibility that there could be still something underneath that's semi intact kind of a thing.
Yes.
But you can look for it.
Have the juvenile turtles' behavior changed any since their mom left the island?
They are circling still. You don't see nothing that you can really notice that seems to be any different at this point. For now.
Oh, and I tell the men to be prepared for battle anytime. We might have to fight a dragon.
You definitely see their eyes get wide. They just watched what happened with that dragon, so they're definitely not.
I'm sorry. Either we fight or we die. I'd rather fight. Goodbye. I'll just go down and look for that shit.
All right. Cool. All right, so you head down. What would that be? Would that be? You don't see any definitely standing structures, so would that be a nature check to see if you can find a shelter? Survival. Yeah, there you go.
It may be a perception check to find like a door, like if there's a door going down.
Yeah.
It'd be a survival check to see if this is a good area to camp out. So
fair enough.
I'm gonna look for a door first, probably. That's probably the best bet.
Okay.
And I'll have my bat help me.
Okay.
Good thing.
You see, you do find a door kind of in the last tower that she seemed to rampage through. It was the one that was kind of facing this side of the courtyard that has definitely got a serious amount of rubble around it, but it looks like the door itself may be intact there.
Well, I'm in a door that goes down to the ground or something like that. Well, I'll go in it and see what's in it.
Yeah, you don't see anything like that. Everything's kind of leveled right down to nothing. It's all piles of rubble at this point.
All right. And it's probably covered up anyways, but
it's
so
pretty covered.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in that door and see what's in there.
Okay. Yeah, you grab a hold of it, you pull really hard, and it does slowly budge open enough that you can look in. And you can see that the entire tower has collapsed around here. But there is kind of a natural, kind of a. It looks like some of the stones when they fell kind of pinned each other together and almost created like an archway, with a keystone kind of at the top that's kind of pinned in that is creating kind of almost like a cave on the interior of this space that's pretty good size. It's probably 40 or 50 feet across, and it's about 8 foot high, kind of at the highest point where it arches down. And it's all seemed to be held in place by this massive stone that's above.
All right. Now I'm gonna roll survival check, but I'll do that in the tower to see if I think it's gonna collapse or how safe it is.
Tower's good, yeah.
Yeah, tower's always good.
You look in and you realize that the only thing you really know about masonry and about structure and support is what you've read in the books, and the descriptions aren't really clear about how to test that stuff. They talk a lot about how to build that stuff, but really to determine whether or not it's structurally sound, you're not really sure. It's another book you've got on your list to read. You got to read that.
Oh yes, I should have read that. No library here. Okay, well I'm gonna go get Shalrag or who. I'll ask them. I'll have them poke their head and ask them who's the best person with structure. I might have found the shelter. I want them to take a look at it.
Shalrag says, I'm not sure we have anybody that's really got any expertise with stonework. It's not really our thing, but I'll come down and take a look.
Good. All right, I'll bring him down. I have to hold him by his hand or tug on his whatever.
So he's invisible too.
Well, no, I'm invisible. He just can't see me, so it's hard to lead him. Well, I'll tell him to follow the bat. That's all.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so you get down there without any.
Oh, no, actually, I'll have the bat stay up. It's going to squeak if something comes, like a dragon turtle or something. A boat.
Like a dragon turtle? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you're kind of leading them along, and you can see that even though Shalrog's kind of a seasoned veteran of the open water, he's a little pale as he walks through kind of the remnants of what's happened here and what's happening. And you can see that he's kind of nervously glancing around, looking for what he knows did this. You eventually make it over to the shelter, and he says,
I understand it. Just give us some time. You'll kind of get used to it. He sees my face is totally pale.
yeah. He says, this is a very sad day for the crew of the Harpy, but we'll have to deal with that another time.
Yes.
Sticks his head inside and takes a look at the structure in there, and you see him push on the stone a little bit and kind of looks in that direction. Let's see if he's got any freaking clue. This is looks pretty sound to me. Might be just the perfect spot to camp out and try and hide until we can get rescued.
Let's do that, and we can't light any fires or anything. Make sure the men know that.
I don't think you'll get any complaint from them.
Good. We'll rest here. I will send my bat out with a note to the Harpy and see what's going on.
All right. We'll start bringing the men down here. How long till that hole you created falls apart?
20? I don't know. 10 more minutes?
Yeah, probably.
Right? Yeah.
We gotta hurry. All right. We'll hurry then. We'll hurry.
Oh yes. You just have to go out, and it shouldn't be a problem.
All right.
But you want to do it quick because. I find rope too to attach because my rope was only 50 feet, so.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
I think we're higher than that. I think we're pretty. I don't know how high up we are actually. So.
Yeah, you were up in that top sector. You probably would have been 80 or 80 plus feet up. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. So you get them all down. Pretty uneventfully. There are a lot of them are pretty shooken up, but they do make it over, get inside. So. And I kind of get set up in that spot. Anything else you kind of want to do before I shift back over to the other group?
I am going to write a note to the Harpy saying, we're safe. We don't see the dragon turtle. It dipped into the water. Please respond back. I have 2 ink quills. I'll send one with you. I don't want to know. Can the bat carry the ink quill?
What's their strength? Like 1?
2?
Yeah. That's probably enough. I mean, 2 strength probably gives you.
I can make it into an owl if we need to.
I think it's fine.
But that'll take an hour to do that, so.
Yeah, we'll say it's fine. You should be able to do that. Inkwell's not very big. So.
And I give them a couple extra parchments. And I give them a couple extra parchments, and I send it. We're safe in the shelter for now. We don't see the dragon turtle. We're prepared to attack it. There's a lot of dead bodies here. It's a bloody mess. Good news is I found our magic items and our very valuables. And then. So, right back, if you have a plan to possibly come pick us up, maybe you could send a dinghy or something. I don't know. It might be best that you guys stay away for even 24 hours. We seem to be pretty safe here. Yeah. And if anything, we have plenty of cow to eat, so...
Carrion.
Lots of stuff.
And that's about it.
Okay.
And
your instructions were for the bat is to send that to who?
To anyone, either Whisper or Strider.
Okay.
Owen might forget he got it or something. But, not that I don't trust him, but
Totally would. So yeah, okay. So it flies off. We'll switch back over to them. So yeah, so you guys kind of progress. The Harpy heading to the north and west around the island, and the Carvel, which the slaver ship we'll call it for now, is kind of heading to the north and the east side of the island. And you guys do notice that the dragon turtle stay basically right with you as you go. So,
did I find any food?
yes, you did. You find a couple barrels of pickled fish. It looks like.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. I'd go up and like immediately just start bailing that to the little ones, and also giving them the image of kind of even though in my mental image I have no arm and I'm sad. But I'm giving them the image of kind of like a father feeding young birds or animals in my mind.
So you just reaching into the barrel and like taking a handful at a time and throwing them over the side, or
just throwing it right over the side, yeah.
So you do notice as you do that there's one of the dragon turtle young is with you, the other one is not. So as you guys are kind of going, so yeah, you throw the dragon turtle seems to be doing lazy circles kind of around the boat as you guys are going, and as you throw the fish over the side, it does stop and actually seem to gulp them down as you throw handfuls in, and then continues kind of the circles.
Yeah, and like while Whisper's kind of like, I figured he's kind of running the boat right now because I was, doing that. I would actually probably just keep feeding it until it stopped eating them.
Okay. You throw handfuls over the side as you're going, and we're just going to say you guys kind of progress a little bit at a time here. We're not really obviously in combat or anything, so it doesn't really matter, but somebody roll a D100 for me.
I haven't rolled yet. I can do it.
Do it. Roll well.
Please? Well means high?
Oh.
No, it doesn't, right? No. Lower the better.
So as you kind of get, I don't know, let's say in this position here, and obviously the slaver ship kind of getting up in this direction here.
Getting all up in it.
You notice that the dragon turtles out off the starboard side, starboard side, suddenly seems to stop its circles and heads off kind of in a beeline in this direction.
If I noticed it, I would just try to see if I sensed anything before it got out of my range.
Yeah. It seems to send back a longing. That's its primary kind of emotion all of a sudden, is that it seems like it's got like this need to be elsewhere.
I would just like try to send it like a, I don't know how, like a,
maybe it's mom's calling them.
Like a goodbye, like I'll see you soon. I don't know how you would send that in an emotion, but forget it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I guess it would send me waving. I don't know how I'd emotion a good, friendly goodbye. So go ahead. Just go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That's how these things work.
Right. Yeah. Right. And Owen, you on the Carvel actually noticed that the dragon turtle who was doing kind of laps around you all of a sudden submerges.
Good riddance. Those things make me feel weird.
Well, I'm going to suggest that we get as shallow as we can in case we have to bail, because I think we have better chances on shore than we would in the water.
And I'd ask Whisper, because I actually don't know the answer to this.
Uh-huh.
Whisper, are we headed at full steam? Should we try to get around, like go as quick as we can to search the island, even though we're staying shallow, like you said?
Well, I think we should go back to where we can dock safely and then get back on the island. Yeah.
Oh, you think we should get on the island?
I don't know when we're going to get the note from Olundo, but
we told Owen to meet us on the top. Is what I would.
We have to go meet on the backside, and then we can kind of see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should get to our meet point because, if I said that, I would do anything possible to make the meet point, which I think you would understand too.
But I think we want to be shallow so that nothing can come up underneath us.
That sounds like I agree. Let's stay close to the shore and probably go as fast as we can.
Yes.
So that's what I'm asking that too, because did we probably get farther than, the other ship? Because you said we go a lot faster than that boat.
Yeah, you're probably a little further than that because if they're there, you're probably. And this map kind of sucks that it's not any wider than that, but we'll see. Maybe you're up in this range here.
And we're trying to stay shallow, so that makes sense. As long as the boat's deep enough. And
yeah, you're not at full sails if you're in shallow water because where you're at now you probably only have 15 or 20 feet below you as far as clearance goes. And you don't feel comfortable being able to maneuver at full sail. With that. So, but yeah, you're moving along, and at this point there's enough rubble and stuff between you guys that you kind of are losing sight of Owen and the slaver ship over there on the other side too. So.
Okay. We'll just continue our arc.
Okay.
They get the note eventually, right?
I'm going to say, yeah, right about there. We'll say that they get the note.
Okay.
And you want to recap that real quick? What it said?
Basically, it says we're staying in a shelter. We have we have cow to eat and weapons. Either send a dinghy to get us, or I don't see the dragon turtle, or we're gonna need to kill this dragon turtle. I tell you we're in the tower west or east tower.
Okay, I was gonna say I have no idea where he's at. So, all right. So you say you're in the east tower,
and my bat's there, and it says write a note back what you want to do, or what you can do.
I don't know if I got it or Whisper got it. If I got it, I obviously show Whisper right away, and say we got the note from Olundo, and I'd say I think we should keep going past the rendezvous since we're the faster boat, and meet up with Owen as close as we can to that east tower and try to pick up Olundo on the way out. And I would see what Whisper said.
No,
it's going to be a lot longer than just an hour to see if that damn dragon comes back. So.
Oh, I say you might want to wait 24 hours and we're fine.
Right.
I said that on there too. So
we can just coast and go meet up with Owen.
Okay, if it said 24 hours, then yeah, I wouldn't have said any of that stuff. Yeah, I would have, I would have just showed you the note, and I would have wrote back to, I should start writing back to Olundo, and I would, explain to him our plan was to meet up with Owen at North. We're searching for you, but trying to leave the island. I'd explain to him that we have. I would also tell him that we have the two dragons. I don't know how much I'm fitting on this piece of paper that I'm sending on this bat, so you can tell me when I can stop here. I'd tell him about the two little dragons that I think they might be not aggressive towards us. I'm not going to say friendly, but I think I'm going to say I think they might not attack us, and maybe that could be helpful. So we could try not to attack them or provoke them, but we'll pick you up off that east shore if the note said 24 hours, I would say in 24 hours. I don't know if that's exactly what you would have wrote.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can also figure my bat's there, so,
Yeah, so I would send that note back, and I would say, so I'll pick you up in 24 hours, and I'd write, please confirm if you can, or if anything changes. You know what I mean? I would just write that in the note and send it back with the bat.
All right.
And I'd make some weird motions to this bat, like, go.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The bat goes back, or, I'm sure I'll head back, so.
Yeah, that's not smart, but enough to understand that. So.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you circle around. So do you guys continue your loop around the island? Obviously, you do, Owen, because you don't know any of this. So.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. So
Yeah, I think we would continue shallow and like half speed, like we were talking about.
Okay.
I mean, I think we'd be on extreme alert, but that's obvious. Everyone right now we're both looking for. Well, we're not, probably not looking for Orlando as much now. So I would say we're not looking towards the island as much, but I would think we would be on Super Dragon water alert. So we're probably like all hands on deck looking at the water. I don't think I'd bother with Z-Trix yet because everything just happened and not a lot of time has gone by, right?
Not really. I mean, a couple hours, but
Z-Trix is on their boat anyway, so he doesn't. Wait, he is right. He's on their boat.
he's on the labor ship. Yeah, he's not on the Harpy.
Yeah. So yeah, we would just continue along, and I mean, I guess if there was. How long do I feel like it's going to take us to get around to the meet point from now? Like in my mind.
From where you are currently?
Yeah, at the speed we're traveling.
I mean, you're going at half speed, so it's not going to take very long. It's probably going to take you another 30 minutes or so to get there.
If it was 30 minutes, yeah, I think I would just stay on deck and just keep everyone, at their post and looking down at the water. And, I would probably have the ballistas loaded and manned, but I would, spend this time informing the beast folk, do not fire unless I give an order, Just to be manned, I don't know. But I would definitely inform them over and over again, do not fire unless I give the order.
Okay.
And we'll just continue.
All right. Yep, so they're all obviously, weapons are loaded, needless to say. So it's to the point where there's action can be taken, but they're kind of following orders. So you make your way around, and you kind of meet, we'll say you meet the slaver ship, and Owen kind of at the a little less than the top of the island here, kind of around this edge, we'll say. Just move you guys up there. So we'll say you kind of meet over on this far side here. Coming around. So you guys kind of meet in this direction, and what do you do from there?
I would signal them to come in so we could tie up and talk, I guess, for a moment. I would signal them to come over to the side.
Okay.
I send a note back as soon as I get it from them.
Ask Owen if he learned anything else from the mage.
Whisper, you can ask him. He's right down there. Oh, he can't hear you. I'm sorry. Whisper. Whisper wants to know if you learned anything from the mage, Owen.
I haven't talked to him. I've been above deck captaining the ship.
Owen, are you okay? Is your crew okay? Did the dragon attack you? What happened? Did you find anything? I would say all this at once too, just blurting it out when I saw you.
I mean, we watched the island as we were coming around, and we didn't see anybody. We had the dragon turtles for all the little ones for a while, and then they just disappeared.
Okay, were you there? I don't know if you were there. Did you see? I lost my fingers.
You lost. What were you doing that you lost your finger?
It was the baby dragon. I think he didn't know his own bite range, and he accidentally bit my fingers. But I don't think he's aggressive. And I don't think
he was bitten by a baby dragon, and now you have a itch and scar, is what I understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to go down well with the ladies, but let's just get out of here alive first.
All right.
So we got a note from Orlando.
We got a note from Orlando.
He's alive.
Oh.
He's got some of the crew. It's like a miracle. They're in some hideout, and he said give him 24 hours, and we're going to meet him off this eastern shore here. But here's the thing. I'm worried about this dragon coming back, but hopefully if we don't provoke it, maybe it'll let us go about our way. What do you think?
We also have a crew of 40 people and no food here.
Well,
to scavenge.
I mean, yeah, we could probably fish for the night, but hopefully we can just hang on for a day and then we'll get to land. I think if we got you, they're going to have to just go on no food if we can't fish. But we're going to have 24 hours if we wait. Do you think we should just wait here? He didn't give many specifics besides he was by the Eastern Tower, and I was able to reply and ask him to come to the shore. So, by the way, did we get the note back from him yet? Because that would make a difference right now.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are tied up, docking, talking, so we'll say that, yeah, it comes back. Sure.
What the new note say?
The new note, let's see, you told me that you're going to come back in 24 hours, right? I don't remember.
Yeah, and I said, I think I said I would look for you on the Eastern Shore in 24 hours.
All right.
And if that's okay, let me know if you can write back. I said.
Okay, I write back, yes, that's fine. My bat will see you coming well before you're here, so not a problem.
So, okay, if we had that note back then...
And then I'll probably say, well, I'm going to check with the guys, make sure they're okay to eat some cow for food.
Yeah, the crew doesn't care. They'll eat whatever. You know,
at this point.
They'll eat anything. They don't really care. Especially if it's semi-fresh.
Yeah, you know? we'll eat Minotaur then, or whatever food we can find in the island, if I can find anything else. That's food.
Strider, in your note back, ask whether or not we should go back to the Fist, or if we're going to go to the mainland.
Okay. I can ask him that, but I think we should just worry about rescuing him first. But I'll ask him in the note and see what he says. And I would put that in the note if it were asked me to. I would write it, whatever in the note. And I would, obviously tell Owen that we just got another note and that happened. And I would ask Owen if he thinks we should both wait here, or do you think we should? One ship should wait. I really think we have to just keep a lookout for him. I don't want to leave Alundo, but I want to be safe for all these people and protect, as much as we can.
I think heading out to the sea right now is the most dangerous thing we can do. The longer we wait closer to shore, the more likely that dragon keeps going, especially if the harpy still stinks of dragon egg.
So you think just waiting here will be the best bet?
I think so. Get us close to shore, and then if something happens, we can jump onto shore if we need to, because there's no way that at least this one's going to outrun the dragon. And so if we can just camp here overnight and then head out tomorrow, that'll give enough time for the dragon to hopefully be completely gone from here.
We should all just go on shore then.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a skeleton crew in the ships in case we need ballista or catapults.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because if we're on land, we might be able to possibly find any more survivors or scavenge food, shelter.
Yeah.
So if we're having this meeting, so I would just say the same thing. I would say, so you guys think some of us should go on land? Why, is that why, I would ask?
I think we should get the approval from the rest of the crew because we don't want them stealing the ships.
Wait, yeah, but why should we go on land?
Because it's safer to be on land than it would be in the boats.
Because if the dragon attacks while we're on the boats, we're not going to get away.
Yeah, but I would just say, like, I don't think we're going to do so well on land either, based on what we just saw there.
Well, we'd be able to use ballista and catapults from the boats if we have if we have people sleeping on the boats, and then the rest of us can help scavenge for stuff on the island.
Well, I would say if you guys think it's safer to go on the shore, I would feel free. I guess I'll stay with the harpy and watch the boats. I would just be like stressing in my mind, like it didn't seem we didn't fare so well on shore last time against them, but if you think it's better, go ahead.
Oh, multiple fronts,
And we might find while we're on shore that there may be survivors.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll be looking for survivors too. My bat will be just constantly looking.
Searching. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't have any more invisibility, and I think we should stay cover, but my back can just
So I guess
keep looking for
I
anyone
would say
alive.
okay. I'll stay with the boats, and but I gotta. How many men do you guys want to take on shore?
So if you're going to leave them to fire the equipment you have, the slaver ship has 2 medium ballista that are on the back corners. And those require 2 crew apiece to work properly. On the Harpy, you guys have a medium catapult on the back, and then you have 2 swivel guns, one on each side. The medium catapult also requires 2 people, and then the swivel guns can be fired by 1. So
I think I would. I mean, I would definitely say this. Like, I'd like to leave enough crew to man the ships. How many people did you guys? How many beach folk did you want to take with you? And I'd ask.
I think we should leave 6 on the smaller ship. If it takes 4 to man the 2 guns, then let's leave 6 so that they can sleep in shifts if they need to.
Yeah, so they can do what? I'm sorry.
Sleep in shifts.
Yeah, but I mean also enough to run that boat, to drive this boat. Is 2 crew going to be enough?
6 is enough, you know that, if they break off from weapons, but they wouldn't be able to fire weapons and pilot the boat effectively.
So what do we have total? We have 40 between the 2 of us, right?
Correct.
So we have 40, us and us 2, so we have 42, right, people? So why don't you take 20 and leave 20, and I'll just divvy up those 20 between. Well, the Harpy it has 2 light ballistas, is that right?
The Harpy has a medium catapult and 2 swivel guns. Your catapult or your ballista's gone. It was on the.
So just for weaponry, we need what? 6?
For weaponry, you need 4.
4. And I'm guessing the boat that big is going to need at least what? Minimum 10?
10, yeah.
Yeah. So does that sound about right? Oh, I would say Owen Whitford, do you take 20? We'll leave 20 here between the 2 ships?
Sure.
Yep. Then, when are you going to take your captive?
Well, we should probably keep him with us.
And then I'll say, unless you don't need that many people, if you don't need that many, feel free to leave them.
Okay.
Then we're just going to tie the boats off near the dock, and then Strider will lead the men, or what?
Well, I was thinking to leave them both underway so they're mobile, and we'll fish. I said we'll try to fish here, get some food for the crew overnight, and keep a lookout. But I wouldn't. These 2, we're going to stay within visual range of both each other and the shore.
Okay.
So we might stay 50 feet apart, the 2 boats just around there fishing.
That works. Then we can scavenge the island.
So you're going to kind of be offshore, kind of near the docks, somewhere out here.
Yeah, I would say deep enough. Yeah, maybe 100 feet out to fish a little bit, where we can still see the shore.
Yeah, that's not far, so that's fine. We just say it's kind of on the edge of the map here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay.
And I guess I would try to. Obviously, I'd stay on the Harpy.
And then
They took a tender over, I guess. We'll say we left a tender from each boat, went over, filled with them together.
whatever you guys want.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean,
So
if 10 of us went over, that'd be plenty.
Yeah.
you're, and I guess, yeah. I mean, I would obviously see it. So Owen's dragging a prisoner with him. Just tell me, because I don't know if you said that or not.
I think by this time he's going to be fine walking. He's had several hours of rest.
Yeah. Yep, he's definitely had a short rest.
So what do I see? I see him what? I'm just, cause before we split up, I'd be curious. If I saw him walking and free, I'd probably say something like, "You should secure that prisoner." If I saw that.
Yeah, he's walking. He walks along with Owen. I'm assuming you probably take him on the island with you, or do you leave him on the boat, or what do you do?
No, I take him with me. He's going to stay with me at all times.
Yeah. So if I saw that, I would I would actually just probably, before we separated, I'd probably try to go on the ship and talk and tell Owen, that I really don't trust that guy. I think we should maybe just have him in shackles or something.
Well,
We
before
might
we
need
get
to steal him, but that doesn't mean we have to let him have free reign.
Before we get on the tender, we indirectly killed Boda for you, so I think all these collars should come off now. What do you say?
This is, well, I understand your point, and it's definitely something we should discuss, but I think we might still have pressing matters here. And no disrespect to anyone here, but it's really my only chip at this point.
What was your real relationship with that fucking dragon?
What
Good
dragon?
question.
Opata. You aren't familiar with Opata. You guys can roll, I guess history checks. Elundo did the one time and he just botched it, so one of you will remember, I'm sure.
One sec.
Or not.
I've never heard of this Omarosa.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. You guys roll you guys remember the name. You remember the name, but you can't really.
Yeah, I've heard of them, but I don't remember much about them. I'm still there. I hear this guy saying it too.
Yeah. Zetrick says, Opata's been prowling these waters for longer than I can recall, and she demands tribute from any of the settlements along the coast as well as any of the islands here. Her hoard has got to be packed full at this point, but regardless, she demands tribute monthly in the form of whatever she sees fit. Normally, it's just wealth, but sometimes it's people.
How do you know what she wants that month?
She'll come and she'll let us know prior, and normally it's a peaceful affair, but obviously we screwed up pretty well. I was hoping to get those eggs and get them sold before they hatched, but didn't work out that way.
So, and I probably have said this in the other order because I would have said it right after I heard Whisper trying to get the collars off.
Yeah.
I'd kind of jump on that bandwagon and say, hey, I don't know why you're still with us, and I don't know why we still have these collars on, but let's make a deal. We already saved you from this island. We'll give you your own tender ship, and you could just sail free. Just get these collars off us. We'll give you what supplies we have, and we'll let you go on your own. No hard feelings. We don't have any trouble with you. We just want to get these collars off our neck.
The deal is that you kill Boda, I free you, and I become the Lord of the Hellcats.
There's no island left now. There's no Hellcats left here. We need to talk about now. I'm offering to set you free. We'll we'll heal you as much as we can and give you supplies.
I understand you may not fully grasp the scope of this organization. By no means am I without at this point. Yes, this compound is done, but the Hellcats are still strong.
Our agreement was to kill Lord Boda for you, and that was our intention. We were following our end of the bargain. Boda's no more, and we never agreed that we would help you gain power. We did agree that we would kill Boda for you, and that's exactly what we were doing. We never deviated from our plans.
To say you killed Boda is laughable.
Oh, I never said I killed Boda. I said we were following our plans, and Boda got killed in the meantime.
We were attempting to follow the path.
Yeah, I mean...
What was around you in the antechamber that wouldn't let attacks or magic work? Answer that.
I suppose there's no harm in giving you some information since you did save my life. No one who wears a collar can harm its owner. Under any
Yeah, go figure, duh! We should have figured that.
So, as try as you might, and I know that you all tried, no harm was to come of me. Yet another reason you still wear the collars. The only one that's...
I'm wondering if I should ask the next question.
So, I do intend to keep my end of the bargain, but there also is no time frame on that. And until my people return to claim me, sorry, I don't feel comfortable releasing you. The only one I trust is you. He points at Owen.
I'm sorry, what did he say when he pointed at Owen?
He said the only one I trust is that one, and he points at Owen.
And so I would look at Whisper, and I would say, do you feel that he is truly going to free us as soon when his people come? Because that's what he just said, right? He said just when his people come.
You think he's being truthful? So far he hasn't really, on anything he said, hasn't deceived you. It hasn't been nice, and it hasn't really been, kind of what you want. But it's nothing he's said has really been.
He's not lying to us right now.
Yeah.
No, I think we should go. Help find Alondo and see what we can scavenge.
Yeah, I kind of nod at Whisper, and I agree. And I'd walk up behind this guy. He's standing, walk up next to him, and I'd put my hand on his shoulder.
Yep.
And I'd want to see how that went. Did I feel anything? Did I feel like it went right on his shoulder? Nothing weird happened to magic?
Yeah, you can touch him.
I know he's kind of big, but he still looks pretty injured and weak.
Oh yeah, he's not in great shape by any means. Yeah.
Yeah, I would kind of, and we'll have to see what happens. But
I'm very anxious at this point.
What do you say?
I'm very anxious as you do this.
Yeah. So, and I'm watching Owen too, and I kind of just wink, and I would kind of just not in it all an attack, but I would buckle his knee, kind of push his knee in from behind to pull him down and say, well, we'll keep up our end of the bargain. But that doesn't mean you're going to be comfortable as long as you still have these collars on our neck. If you'd
you pop out the back of his knee and push him to the ground kind of thing?
Just push him to the ground, yeah. Not attacking him any more than that. It's kind of just that's all I would do.
He goes down, you hear the wind kind of go out of him a little bit. He looks up in your direction, his eyes narrow, and all of a sudden you feel constricting around your throat. Don't test me. I've been nothing but honest, truthful, and fair with you. I do not respond well to those kinds of threats.
Hey, would I better get back up? I don't know if I'm stunned or.
You're currently choking is what you're doing. So your air supply is being cut off. You're not to the point where you feel like you're going to instantly die. Your head doesn't feel like it's coming off, but you can't breathe.
So once I would wait till I could again.
Yep.
And then once I could talk again, I'd walk up to his ear, right next to him, and I'd say, listen, I might not be able to kill you, but I can get any one of these 20 beast folk to do it in a second. So, as I said, we'll keep up our end of this bargain, but that doesn't mean you're going to be comfortable this whole time.
He shakes his head. He looks at Owen and he says, rein this one in, or it's going to be the end of not only him, but the rest of them. I can find others to perform my duties for me. Handle it.
I put my hand on his shoulder, and I just say, maybe you need to take a walk, friend. This is a pissing contest that nobody's going to win.
To me, right?
Yeah, the Strider.
Yeah, I guess I would when we walked away, I would probably get up and walk, because I was done talking to him at that point anyway.
Yeah, sure.
It was kind of just a threat at the end, but I'd get up and walk away, and I'd motion for Owen to come, and I'd say, I think we should just have the beast folk kill him when he's not paying attention. I understand he's kept up his part of his bargain with you, but you could see what he's willing to do to us at any moment. I barely laid a finger on him, and he nearly killed me.
There's a certain amount of honor that comes with fulfilling one's word. And if you're willing to murder somebody because it suits you, then how are you any different than him or any of the other people on this?
And I would just go, the difference is I'm a survivor, and I'd walk away.
If I were smart enough, I would say, which one of us is wearing the collar right now?
Touche. Make that roll.
Very nice. That's awesome.
That's be an intelligence check for wisdom or wittiness.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, good. Okay, that's a pretty good spot to stop, I think. It's already getting pretty late.
Fair enough.
Indeed.
We'll say that you guys search the island. If you want to do that real quick, just to get an idea. Because let me just make a roll real quick and make sure. I don't think so.
The dragon doesn't come back.
So we meet up. Do you guys take Zeetrix on this island, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, he's on the island.
Yeah, he's with us.
Okay. How long do you guys spend searching? We'll just go with that and see.
Well, I think we're doing it overnight, so as much as we had light and save.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to break our ankles going through the rubble.
Taking our time.
Yeah, Zeetrix comes up to you, Owen, and kind of pulls you aside a little bit and says, I need to retrieve my effects if they're still intact. Doing so will greatly improve our chances of survival here, especially if that Elfman decides to come back. Will you help me retrieve them?
Yes, I will. We should take some beast folk with us just in case we need help moving some rubble.
That's a good idea. I think we will.
Okay.
Owen.
Whisper?
I'll try to get his attention. We need to know where the best places to look for materials. Ask him where we should look.
What are we looking for?
Anything valuable.
Okay. I'll ask Xanax where we should focus our, not just he and I, but where should the rest of the party focus their efforts to try and find something.
I know where Lundo was last time, so in the general area, but...
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll come meet you guys as soon as you're on the shore because I'll see you coming, so...
Yeah, you guys meet up.
Searching for survivors or weapons or where would be a good
We'll say you search through. Zeetrix does say, for any of the mundane equipment, armor, or anything of value that may still be salvageable, I would check the rubble of the throne room area because above it was the most of the guards and the minotaurs that kind of kept track of things here were housed there. Also, the tower across had some more equipment, but it was more of a run-of-the-mill variety kind of things.
Oh, that's good information. How are you, Zeetrix?
I've been better, but I'm alive.
Oh, yes. Do I notice the collar off of Owen?
You do!
I fall all over myself being happy to see Alondo.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's alive.
Hey, hello, friend. Anyways, we'll go into it next time because it might take a while. So
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll just say you search the complex, and I'll kind of get together a list of all the equipment stuff you find. You do find a decent amount of weaponry, and not much in the way of armor, unfortunately, because the stuff that you do find is so overly sized for the people that you have at this point. You do. Somebody roll a d12 just for the hell of it.
I can do that.
Wow, very good. You do find in the courtyard, buried under god-awful bits and corpses, 12 survivors from the beast folk that were there.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, nice roll, man.
They were they're barely clinging on to life, and some of them may not belong for this world, but they are still breathing. You found 12 that are still breathing out of the 80 or so that you know were in there that got slaughtered. So
We'll use our healing kits to help them.
cool.
And then I use detect magic, which is 30 feet, and it can see through like a foot of rock.
Yep.
So like in Rubble, you'd see like glows and stuff like that.
Yeah. Very good. Let me see. You definitely find some stuff, which is great.
I'm not gonna tell Zetrix what I find.
That's fine. So as you're searching through, Zetrix does grab Owen and head towards his old chambers, just so you know. So
My bat falls
I
in.
take several beast folk with me.
Yep. So he takes you kind of to the rear. This, if you're looking at the map, kind of the rear center of where that was. If you kind of remember from the other map, it was where his little writing table was that was set up in the room. Obviously, that's not there any longer. But he has the beast folk dig and eventually you get down to where the floor was there. He spends a couple minutes kind of digging around, and it looks like there's maybe a push point or kind of a panel in the floor that slides to the side, and he reaches in and grabs a small satchel. It's not very big. It's maybe 14 inches by 14 inches by 2 feet wide, or 2 feet, 2 or 3 inches wide. And he reaches in and he grabs a hold of that and he kind of slings it over his shoulder and says, "All right, that's what I needed. Thank you very much for helping me on that." You cast Detect Magic and kind of start walking through Orlando. In the throne room area, underneath the rubble, you see looks like 3 separate spots that are glowing, buried pretty good in rubble, though.
All right.
So it'll definitely take some time to dig her out. But
I will bring over a couple of our ship's crewmen and tell them this is very secret. We get these items, have them help because I can't lift shit. So.
Right. Yeah, you grab 2 of the bear, the Ursine style that are big burly kind of people, and they start helping you dig and pull that stuff out of there. So let me get the right spot here. 1 second. Too many sheets. Cheat. So yeah, you dig down in there, and what does it tell you? Just the type of magic, right?
Yeah, it tells you the type of magic, what schools they come from. If it could be a couple on 1 or 2, and
Right.
then just said it's glowing or whatever.
Yep. So you dig down in there, and one of the things you come across is a very familiar-looking box, wooden box, and
Oh yeah, it's our explosion box, isn't it?
you look at it, and it has got the top of the lid is actually collapsed in the center. You can see into the inside, and it's completely empty, and it's radiating evocation
Mm-hmm.
from that box.
We'll strap that shut. Make sure no one can open it.
Okay. And then you also come across a dagger that is embedded in a stone. And you take a hard look at this dagger, and it's also very familiar. It appears to be the same dagger that was on the ship that was kind of pulling in the direction of the ghost. It's buried probably a good inch into a piece of the rubble that's there, and it's stuck in the stone, and it's quivering in place right now.
All right. I'll take it out, and then I will put it in the one chest I found before.
Okay. And then the other thing you come across as you dig in there in the campaign, and you find a grisly sight. It's the upper arm and hand of a minotaur, and there is a ring on the hand that is glowing.
Oh, great. I'll take that. And identify it. I'm sure we'll have time, so.
Yeah, we'll go through and identify that too. So. Cool.
And the last thing, I really want to look for armbands.
Good luck. Oh yeah, okay.
And I'm gonna message original crew members. I'm gonna message them. I'm not gonna message Owen. I'm gonna message Whisper and all the original crew members that we must not tell Zetrix about these flags.
Interesting.
Okay. Very good.
And don't give one to him.
Okay, so you're digging through the rubble looking for body parts, basically, to see if there's anybody that's got any of the...
Yeah.
It's a pretty grisly task, pulling them apart rubble.
At least we do know where to look, but we definitely need those flag parts. Those are really necessary. Only the original crew people are going to do that, so I'm going to take them with me to do all this secret stuff, basically.
Okay.
Because I trust them.
Cool. Yeah, we'll say, let's see, how many were in there? You had, how many people did you have on that boat that got taken? I don't remember now.
It wasn't a full crew.
No. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was like 20 or something, I thought.
25,
15, 20,
I think, in my head. So, we know some got out. They kind of went in the cell or that way. So, roll another D12. We'll see how many armbands you find.
Someone rolling? Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
You find
Nice.
10.
Yeah, you're on fire. You can keep rolling.
Right? That's awesome. So you find 10 armbands, we'll say.
Sweet. All right.
Cool. Yeah.
I let Snyder and Whisper know that only the original crew should be on our ship, and only people we really trust. And we should use this as our back pocket for Zetrix.
Yeah.
What time is it, by the way, a day?
12:30.
No.
I
Wait.
know.
In the game?
I was actually so confused when you said that because I was like, are you on the East Coast too?
He is on the East Coast, actually. So.
You know what we should do? We should just bring Zetrix on that ship and let him sleep there, and then when the ghosts come for him, say, "You better release us. Otherwise, you die." And, we might too, but hey, whatever.
So what time is it?
We're gonna say it's dusk.
Yeah, because so I got a couple hours. I assume we're just going to restart at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it got to the witching hour, I would react before that.
Sure. That makes sense. Let's see. Oh, very good. Cool, yeah, so we'll call it right there. That's perfect.
Cool.
Glad I was able to catch up, fellas.
Yeah!
Yeah, it was nice having everybody at once.
I know,
Yeah.
That was good. And you all survived. You had some good rolls there. That was awesome. I thought for sure that Strider was going to kill you all right there.
He tried. Those little babies.
I did pretty good with them, I thought. Besides the fingers.
It was perfect for your character. That's probably what your character would have done.
Besides using the fingers, though, I think I was at least somewhat. I didn't expect to be insanely successful, but I don't think I did bad in my mind.
You did extremely well. I'm glad that you remembered that you had some sort of communication with them, because if not, they would have just, it would have been bad.
Yeah, I assume they were coming to attack originally, right?
You would have killed them, I think, because they're tough, but they're not like tough. But
not like I don't know how it's going to play out in the game, but I was kind of hoping that like if I won them over enough, they might get the mom to not attack us.
Good luck with that one. But yeah, man, it's possible. She's like crazy intelligence, so she's like a normal human intelligence, so it's gonna be...
yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, if she sees that we were like good to her children, I fed them, I didn't try, I could have hurt them. Like she was intelligent enough to know that our ship could have probably hurt them.
Yeah.
and we didn't, I'm just hoping that it might fare well with her.
Depends, yeah.
Oh, I think we're gonna have to go turtle hunting soon. Yes, that's the best thing we can do.
Go
In
up level.
fact, I'm guessing this slaver trade is probably a result of this turtle. That might be the source of a lot of problems in the area.
I would just stay alive and they get money. That's
Yes, they need a lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot of money. That would cause evil things.
all right, fellas.
Bye.
We'll see you soon.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Night.
Peace out. I shall stop recording.